y'all not have that because you have shitty iPhones?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. That's funny.
That's right.
I'm on Android though.
Talk about that Droid life.
I can't disrespect Android. I'm about to go back to Android. Shit.
The only pure Android. Like, I realize that Samsung is literally the trashiest version of Android. Like, people who like Samsung, no, like.
Come on now.
People,
Okay.
No,
All right.
Candace, we don't want to hear it. Candace, we don't want to hear it.
Like the Galaxy
Candace,
skin
we don't want to hear it.
All right.
We don't want to hear it, Candace.
No,
we don't want to hear it.
No, you guys getting all mad. Have you ever had a Nexus phone?
Mad. We just don't want to hear it.
I had a Motorola phone before. I've
had a Sony phone. I've had a Samsung before. I've had
but a pure Android phone. Like,
yeah, a Sony phone is a pure Android phone.
Oh, I didn't know which one you were talking about. You just said Sony.
Yeah, no, I've had the XZ Premium a couple of years ago.
Oh, is that a vanilla Android phone? It has no skin?
Sony doesn't put skins on their phones. We never have. It's been closest to stock Android, and we get like all the latest updates.
I might have gotten Sony phones before now.
They get all the updates first.
Stock Android trash.
Nobody want no
I thought only Nexus
phone.
got.
What?
You want a good Android phone? Just get a Pixel, man.
Yo, Ravish, you see the Joker?
Everybody here has seen it.
Did you hear?
Look, for everybody, listen. Yeah, I should sue them for taking my line. Hey, any comic book film I've seen within 48 hours of release, I promise you.
I'm so happy I saw this like immediately. Like, I was low key mad up until the movie started. Not up until the movie started. Up until the like pre-movie trailer started, because I'm low key about to see all that shit. I signed up for the Cinemark movie club shit, and apparently you get a free movie ticket every month. Upgrade to XD for
I thought they already tried that like last year, some shit, and it didn't work out.
Well, they're doing it in LA. I don't know about other places, because I got my Joker movie for $250 and it was XD.
Yo, let's get to it, man. We live. What's up, man? What up? Shout out to the chat, man. We here, man. Lot to talk about this week. You dig? Shout outs to all y'all social rejects and mentally disturbed people that think the Joker is the best movie ever. You gotta be retarded. You know what I'm saying? You gotta relate. So I get it, man. I
do relate, but I'm not retarded. Thank you very much.
I get it, man. But anyway,
we got a lot of supporters out there, man.
What's up?
Yeah, this nigga about to get his fucking fan base that suck his dick to believe him.
Yo, PC, are you riding with me or not? Because I heard you deleted a tweet. Like,
deleted what tweet? I don't delete any.
Nah, he didn't delete the tweet. He just blocked the dude.
Yeah, my man.
Agree with
hey,
him.
Dark Cloud.
Okay.
Yeah, you blocked my man.
Why'd you block him, dog?
Twitter. I'm not arguing with nobody. I already got 2 strikes on my
he rocks
shit.
with your podcast.
I don't give a fuck.
Hey, DC. He rocks.
I don't give a fuck.
Like, we don't have to agree on everything.
I'm not arguing with nobody, bro. I'm not trying to get my shit lost or nothing like that. I don't give a fuck. Say something stupid or about to antagonize the argument, and I'm blocking you. I don't give a fuck, podcast or not. Okay, well, that nigga could donate $1,000. He's still getting blocked.
Yeah, no, he got blocked on Twitter. He didn't get blocked on the podcast. He got, well, as far as I know, the one I'm talking about. He got blocked on Twitter because he didn't agree. You said it was like the movie of the generation or some retarded shit like that. He didn't agree with it.
He said my movie of the generation.
Or whatever.
DC.
Disagreement is different than being antagonistic and troll.
I didn't know there were tiers for movie of the generation. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well,
it's called an opinion.
I don't even know what generation we talking
about.
Just
like you're the angry Oreo that never agrees with anything unless Hard8 says something.
Oh, man. Also, you went there.
You mad? That nigga pussy bleeding today.
His pussy bleeding. I'm ready for anybody that got some dumb shit to say. Anybody that got some dumb shit to say without any facts getting into today.
Hey, the Joker got y'all niggas in y'all feelings.
Okay. Nah, it got these.
It's only been 4 minutes, bro.
Yo, this nigga ready. He ready.
Nah.
He ready.
Listen, man. The Joker got these niggas hurt. God,
ain't nobody hurt with this movie, but I'm not.
Nobody hurt. You mad that I'm ready to defend? You mad that I'm ready to defend my shit with facts and not feelings?
A monster and a redneck.
DC, you do sound lucky hurt.
God,
DC.
Not hurt.
So I mean,
as a matter of fact, I literally
let me
just
change
woke up like 30 minutes ago. So it just sound like.
So DC,
hold on, man. This nigga got me
I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, but I'm ready.
Like this.
I told Drew. What up? Yo, is Drew here?
Yeah.
Drew, what did I say? What did I say? I'm gonna keep that same fucking energy when you called me, right?
Yeah.
Man, you ready to fight? You ready?
Whoa.
Okay,
Ready
let's
to
do
talk
it.
about this shit,
go.
man. Hold up.
Okay.
Let's go. Fuck it.
This movie was amazing. My
Yeah.
bad. Shit.
Damn, I thought it was a great movie. No, I don't think it's movie of the generation.
It's definitely up there with my favorite superhero movies,
Movie
which
was
happen to
definitely
be
fire.
Batman.
Superhero. It's not a
So
superhero movie.
there you go.
No, it's not.
It's not a superhero
I
movie.
said.
Wait,
it's
hold on.
up
Let me
there
guess,
with
Melon.
my
You didn't like
favorites.
it? You hated it?
No, I liked it. I liked the movie.
okay.
We like it. We actually
Damn,
do
you
like
gonna
it.
assume
But
shit? Like,
yeah,
what the
like
fuck, nigga?
Because Melon, every time we talk about a show, you always talking about how you hate shit. So I was
All right, nigga. This
Bro,
would be one thing
What did I
I
just
like.
say? Did I not just call that nigga the angry Oreo?
That's just the narrative they want to create about Melon at this
God
point.
damn.
Y'all done bully Melly and liking this shit, man. Don't be scared of these niggas. Man.
Nah, nigga, I actually did like the shit.
This nigga-
Look at my tweet. Look at my tweet. I said, damn, that movie's pretty damn good.
we need to stop with the Heath Ledger comparisons, though.
I'm like,
can't-
I don't
you're
like
not-
it just to see how he really feel about
Because
it.
it don't make
Shit.
sense because they play two different types of Jokers.
Yeah, it's two different Jokers. One's a comic book Joker and one's not.
How can you even
Exactly.
compare them?
Just because something's different, I mean, you can't compare them. No,
No, because
Like,
one played in a Joker with more experience. Another one played
man,
one that just
y'all
became a
can have
Joker.
that conversation because I'm out of that debate. That's not even a
Yeah,
debate.
It's no debate. It's
It
no
ain't a
debate.
It ain't
There
nothing
is
to
a
talk
debate.
about.
I mean,
feel
Heath
like this.
Ledger's a better Joker, absolutely.
Facts.
How?
Ain't nothing to talk about.
I feel like
That's a comic book Joker.
Pause. Who said that?
That was Jay.
Explain it. You better be a DC Comics fan.
I am.
like Jack Nicholson.
Okay, tell me. How is he a better Joker? Explain. What did he do to make himself a better Joker?
Jack Nicholson's a goat.
Here we go.
Lucky Jack Nicholson is
Hold on,
the
y'all.
goat.
Let's
The
get
thing
the
is-
No. Quiet. He a guest,
All right,
right?
so, like-
Prove yourself.
So
Let's
this
go.
God damn.
DC out
nigga.
here bullying people because
Why are you yelling? God damn. But anyway,
I'm using a new mic. I'm not even yelling. Let's go.
No, you yell.
All right, so-
Okay.
Yo,
right,
after
so the
him,
reason
I'll
why-
tell you why Heath Ledger's a better Joker. The fuck out
All
of
right,
here.
the
You
reason
You can't compare them though.
You
Heath Ledger played a Joker that was with way more
You next,
experience.
nigga. Sit back and hold on.
Listen. In fact,
Yo,
I
let
ain't
me
even
fall
have to
back.
explain
Hey,
shit.
hey,
I
hey,
told
Hard
you he's a
Eight,
better
pause
Joker.
yourself.
Now you can
You
take
know,
that and sit on it, nigga.
pause
He's a
yourself,
better
sit
Joker.
back and wait
That's
for
what
your
I
answer.
said.
Dude didn't become
Pause
Joker
yourself to sit back and wait for your
for
answer.
the movie.
That's when the movie actually became good. Once he became
That's what I'm
Joker.
saying. So how can you
Can
really?
I have one
movie-
second
the
before
movie-
y'all
the movie
continue
was
to
good
argue?
when
It
first
ain't no
came on.
comparison, Drew. You
Can I
finally
have
took
one
that
second?
hell
That's what I'm saying. You
It
can't
ain't nothing.
compare
It
that.
ain't
No, I
one.
can't.
You can't.
Candace, you might as well
You
mute
can't,
yourself.
because
I can.
You comparing 30 minutes of a movie to
exactly.
however
'cause
time
Heath Ledger's
Heath
in
Ledger
another
had.
Yo, Heath Ledger could never pull a whole movie by
you
himself.
crazy as fuck.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Based on acting skills, show me a time that Heath Ledger was ever on screen that hold that shit together
Listen,
from
he went-
beginning to
hold on,
end.
Wait,
nigga.
hold on. He went from playing a
Oh,
faggot
DC
to
got a
playing
point.
an amazing character.
Oh, hold
He
on,
said
hold
he
on.
definitely got ranked.
Joaquin Phoenix has been
Hard8
on
got a
screen by
point.
himself.
He
Joaquin
definitely got
Phoenix
ranked.
been on screen by himself
man, Heath
and
Ledger
held
got
movies.
ranked.
Okay.
Heath
All right,
Ledger
so
got ranked.
if you're saying
Yeah,
acting wise,
yeah.
I think Joaquin Phoenix is definitely a better actor.
Absolutely.
Joker,
Joaquin Phoenix
I
is-
feel as
The Gladiator, he did his thing.
Heath Ledger
He did his thing. He killed his pop.
He did his job.
Joaquin
I
Phoenix-
can't argue that.
Joaquin Phoenix
Joaquin
to me
is the truth.
is like, I don't know, he's the better
Joaquin
Joker,
Phoenix
in my
lost
opinion.
50 pounds to play this
Like-
character.
Like
Let's
you
go.
have to understand the intensity in every scene he did. Like, oh my god! Like, I don't know. It was intense. That was an intense.
was.
I'm not gonna argue with
Ravish,
that.
you can't. I mean,
I'm
just
not gonna
because
argue
somebody
with that.
lost weight don't mean they're better.
Nobody over here.
No, but
It's
I'm
a
not
lot of
gonna argue
actors
with the
that did
acting
that.
point. But I'm saying,
It's a lot of people
I
that
think
did
Heath
that.
Ledger is a better
What?
Joker.
There's a lot
Lost
of people
weight,
that
lost a
lost
whole
weight.
bunch of
Gained
weight to
weight
play that
for
Wait,
roles.
a lot of actors could have did that role.
It's a lot
Is that
of
what
people
you
that
said?
No,
listen to what
that's
I
not what they
said.
said.
I said a lot.
No,
of
he
people
didn't say that.
lost
He didn't say
and
that.
gained weight for roles. That's
Yeah,
what
that
That's
don't
not
mean
what
shit.
I'm saying.
I'm
Unless you answering this, Candace, I ain't say that.
What he said.
He talking to me. He talking to me. Yeah, he talking to me. Yeah, but it takes a you gotta be really dedicated though to craft to sculpt your body to
And
the
like I
character.
just said,
Come on.
there's a lot of actors and actresses that lost and gained weight for
Man,
a role.
You know what?
And
It's
you
not-
know what?
it's not-
And a lot of them aren't that. A lot of them are
Charlize
great.
Theron,
But you know what?
Charlize Theron did a great job when she played Monster.
But it's not just about losing or gaining weight. To me, the closest person would be Christian Bale in that one movie, Machinist, I think. Like, it's not even that he was just thin. It's the way he contorts his body to be like, his body is part of the scene.
Matthew
like,
McConaughey
you're right,
like,
the way that man was
hold on.
his body around, that shit was amazing. God.
Hey, let's stop talking over each other.
Everybody all talking at once.
Yo, 50 Cent lost a lot of weight for over too.
Listen, you can tell when people be overhyping shit, they start pointing out shit that nobody cares about. Like, I don't care how the fuck a man moves his body.
If you're a person that loves the film, you watch the film for the artistry.
Exactly.
What's next? Oh, the way he tied the shoe, the way he did it, it's just amazing.
It's okay if you don't like the film.
No, it's basically,
but it's an art film, and I do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, you didn't like the movie?
I even love the way that they introduced the way he laughed.
Cock gobbling and shit. It ain't all
the way they introduced the way he laughed was
fucking
genius.
That laugh
no. But the way they introduced his laugh, was fucking genius. A nigga that laughs uncontrollably by falling into some fucking
and then the way they explain his laughter.
The way they introduced that nigga's laugh is fucking phenomenal. I can't think of another actor or the way it's written to do that. It's not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way they introduced the why he laughs uncontrollably.
Right, he had like a disability.
Super chat. Don't spoil it.
Hold on, Procrastination Nation. Let me get a super chat real quick. What was with the Joker's dancing shiz was gay as hell. Hey, the way that nigga ate a bag of chips was Oscar worthy.
Hey, make sure you don't say no spoilers, yo, because I ain't see it, and then people in the chat.
Mute your shit.
But you didn't see it.
Can I ask a question? Anybody seen Taxi Driver? Did y'all like that? And
loved it.
Hold on, before we change the subject. Hold on, before we change.
We starting out before. Hold on, let's get to these intros before we get to these fanboys, man. Like, hold on, y'all gonna. Before we get to this, all this pussy bleeding and all that.
If you can be a Rockstar fanboy, I can be a Joker fanboy.
Listen.
Or girl,
you never see me getting angry over nothing nobody said about Grand Theft Auto or any of them games.
I'm not angry. The only person angry right now is DC.
Let's just be clear.
I just said I can't co-sign.
There's a difference. I don't give a fuck. Listen, there's a difference. I don't give a fuck about y'all opinion about Rockstar. And it doesn't. I won't get angry at none of that. Y'all care about my opinion. Y'all pussy start bleeding over my opinion.
No. I don't care.
Yo, Hard8, man, put that tampon on, my nigga, because you defending like you Russian blood.
Honestly, you kind of are. I've been said that I don't care if you don't like it. I said that's your
Anyway,
thing.
let me get to these intros and these super chats. All right. So let's start off with the intro. We can start with the guests. Go ahead, Jay.
what's up? I ain't nobody. Go to the next one.
You are somebody, man.
Jay Harvey.
Just a regular nigga.
Jay Harvey is.
I'll be on.
If you watch PSP and you love them fucking like the PSP jokes when he be ragging people, that's him.
Yes, I do that here and there.
All right, go ahead. Can have that same energy. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely.
Yo,
break my
it's
bank.
failed YouTuber / retired YouTuber. What's going on? I'm glad I'm diving deep into the crump side today on the AGS podcast. Shout out to y'all, man. And Phoenix and Legend were both overrated. Yo, Jack Nicholson, the best Joker.
Get the fuck out of here.
Jack
Nicholson, the fuck?
Truest Joker.
Hold on. First of all, we're not going to disrespect Jack. We're not going to disrespect Jack. We're not going to disrespect Jack.
Truest Joker.
No, he's a great Joker.
He ain't the greatest though.
But he's not the greatest though.
No, he's not the greatest. Heath Ledger is. We're not the greatest, but
no, we're not. No, he's all right. You know, we giving him more brownie points because he died. But I'm gonna keep it a stack. It's because he died.
No.
You know, he got the Big Papa Tupac effect on his name.
Ain't nobody here can tell me why he a better Joker.
Yo, I thought he was. I thought the same thing ticked before I had actually saw it, but after I seen it, I was like, nah, I believe the hype. You know I got The Dark Knight. I watched it a few times, like one of my favorite movies, but I'm still Jack Nicholson all day. All right, go ahead. Who we got next? Go ahead, Candace.
Yo, let's just get into it. I'm way too hyped for too many things.
All right, go ahead, Ravish.
Hey man, hit me on Twitter. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel and the guest Tick and Jay Harvey, man. Let's get into it.
All right, go ahead,
fun.
Yo, it's Melon. Let's get into these topics.
Drew
Gaines, we in here. Let's have a great podcast.
All right, Cycle.
What up, y'all? This is Cycle. Okay.
All right, Dark Cloud.
What's up, people? I'm here.
Hello, where that energy at?
Yeah, nigga all quiet and shit.
Hold on, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. He hurt, man. Let him go, man. Hey, yo, shout outs to the super chat. I think we missed some, man. I apologize. DC is ready for all the smoke today. That's your boy Roy. Shout outs to you. And I think we missed some more, too. Procrastination Nation, he said, what was with Joker's dancing? Shit was gay as hell. And also we got...
it really wasn't, but okay.
Also, of course you would say that, Candace. Also, we got Savage Diplomat. He said The Dark Knight was great because it had a multitude of great characters. Joaquin Phoenix carried the entire film by himself. Heath Ledger didn't.
It's Joaquin, right?
Joaquin, whatever.
Joaquin.
Joaquin Phoenix, whoever. Biz the Kid Gaming said Joaquin Joker was straight ruthless in that movie. By the end, he was a legit nut job. If they do a legit Joker Batman with him, it could be better than The Dark Knight, in my opinion. And we got this dude, Darth, 17. Nobody beats Tom Hardy, weight gain and loss for roles. Shout outs to you, Peter. Tom Hardy.
Is somebody denying that Phoenix killed that shit? Is somebody on here? I came in kind of late.
We ain't denying it.
That nigga.
It sound like Hard8 trying to deny that.
No, I didn't
Just
say
y'all blown it out of proportion.
No, he was cool.
Oh, okay.
I mean, listen, it didn't. Listen, like I said, the last 30 minutes was the best of the movie. Before all that, whatever.
So let me understand.
I don't really get the entertainment out of seeing somebody be mentally retarded. Like, I don't really get that. It's just okay.
He's not retarded.
Once he became the Joker, that was when it got good, and then the movie's over. It's like, goddamn.
Let me find the last.
Yo, Hard8, did you read? Hey, Hard8, did you
care about no
Killing
comic
Joke
book? I'm talking about the movie.
I'm just saying, did you read or watch it?
I don't care about nothing.
Did you read or watch it?
What, the movie? The movie?
I don't care about the comics. Can I ask a different question?
Go ahead.
I understand, like, I completely 100% would understand why a lot of people wouldn't really like this movie as much as I would. So please understand, I'm not trying to argue over how much you like it. I'm curious if you could see why other people would.
Could I see why people think what you mean?
As far as like, for everybody, really. Like, you can see why some people would be really into this movie.
I think the movie wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't like trash or anything like that. Do I want to see it again? No. Maybe the last 30 minutes, that was great. I mean, that was really good. But all before that, I could do without. It wasn't no to me, there wasn't no interesting dialogue or none of that shit that I enjoyed. Like, when I watched a movie like Heat, when I watched a movie like Heat with fucking Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, even when there was no action going on and they were just talking, it was interesting. It was like, this is great filmmaking. This is great acting right here. All before that, the last 30 minutes, it's just like, all right, it's a couple cool parts. Like when he was at when he was performing with the kids and the fucking gun dropped on the floor and all that shit. You know, that was all good, but...
So for a different perspective, like, that's totally fair, Hard8, because like I actually feel like that was reflected in a lot of the audience that I went to see it with. Like, the theater was packed, and for a lot of the scenes in the early movie, I was the only one reacting. Like, I was getting those subtle jokes, like there's political jokes in there, there's class things in there, and I thought all that shit was hilarious. And it was funny because some people, I heard like a couple people, like, they'd get the joke later, like once it started getting, I'm not going to spoil it, but you guys know that one scene with the midget and the big guy?
Yeah.
I was dying from the first
that shit was funny as fuck,
bro. And I was the only one laughing until it just became excessive. Then everyone else was laughing. So I realized, like, I'm fucked up. I know that. Like, I haven't really fucked up.
The part with the final scene with them on screen?
Yeah, the final scene with them.
That's actually when the movie started to get good from there to the end.
Yeah. But like at that moment when it first started, no one else with the first action of that like moment when it starts getting good, I laughed. laughed immediately. I was the only one in a packed theater. So it's like people are different. Our experiences, like I said after my blow up with Drew, really do shape our perception. So I'm not gonna I don't have a problem with anyone who doesn't love this film. They have had a different experience, a different life. But for me personally, this shit was so timely. Like, it was amazing.
If they do a sequel, that I think that's going to be really good. If they do another movie, I think
I hope they do.
So for anyone that's been following, so there's been a rumor going around that the actual end part, you know what I'm talking about, wasn't a part of the actual film. It was added because he knew this movie was going to do well to continue.
Oh yes, I'm so excited.
Go.
I'm so excited.
Let's go.
Hey, yo, shout out to M. Bandai. He said, "You motherfuckers with the spoilers. Why, fam? Why? Oh yeah, my bad, man. We should have warned y'all.
Yeah,
for the Joker part, we talking spoilers because everybody's seen it here. And what was y'all doing Friday and Saturday and earlier today? What was y'all doing this whole weekend? I'm just trying to figure out
watching the film.
Like why you couldn't make it to this movie by Sunday. Like, I mean, if you didn't want to see it, I understand that. But other than that, like, what was y'all doing?
I saw it on Friday afternoon. So
I thought you were talking to us.
Talking about like the chat. Like, what was y'all doing this whole weekend when the movie was out? Like,
fuck,
you did. I mean, we didn't really spoil nothing really like that yet, but we are going to be talking spoilers. So if you ain't seen it,
I would have just said it then.
Go ahead and bounce, but come back afterwards. Maybe come back in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yo, you wanna set a specific time that you want to stop talking about it, so people, because I know people want to stay on the show, and I actually came here to talk about spoilers.
Yeah, I was
just check
15,
back in about
minutes.
15, 20. If you still talking, then dip back out.
So we're going
all right, how about right now for us? It's for me it's 1:22 Eastern Pacific. So in about, I guess your time would be like what, 3 or like 4:20?
3:20.
Done with it?
Oh yeah, 4:20 for him, 3:20 for me.
Yeah.
I
so
mean,
just
I
like
don't
in
know
20
how this
minutes.
even has spoilers. Like it's a
20 minutes.
I do got some.
I mean, it's a Joker, origin story. Like we already know what happens, right?
No, you kind of
big
don't.
you can't say that.
You definitely don't. You
Oh,
can't.
you
You can't.
Oh, all right,
I don't think so.
My bad. He doesn't become Joker or nothing like that. My fault. Go ahead.
I mean,
there's
not like that, Hardy. You know what we're talking about.
The journey.
Wait,
It's a
to be
fucking
clear,
Joker
there's only
story.
30 minutes worth of spoilers.
Nah, there's
I mean, that's like if you talk about
girl.
like
I mean,
fucking. If they
that's
came out
all.
with a Batman origin story, it's like, yo, no spoilers. Like, motherfucker, we know what the fuck. It's Batman.
I feel like it's different.
Like
with
saying who got killed in the movie and different stuff like that. Like it'll ruin the movie if you already know.
I mean, people that got killed, you ain't give a fuck about anyway. So it ain't like you had a connection.
Still, but it added to the movie.
The part with the girl, it can be that can be explored.
Let's not talk about the girl.
Nigga Cycle getting mad. Like, can y'all not understand 20 minutes?
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
For real, like.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, right. Sorry.
All right, let's get into the spoilers, man.
What other
So I'm
topics
gonna
do we
say,
have?
look,
We got a lot.
hold on. The thing that I liked about the movie was, so I used to be heavy into theater, and so for me, his performance was just like a theatrical performance. Like from beginning to end, for me, like
You
that
said
shit
the
was,
movie wasn't good.
Me too, Cycle.
Oh, you
From the
tripping.
beginning.
You said Cycle. You
It
said the movie was
I'm
not
saying-
good.
I said it was decent.
No,
I didn't say it
you
wasn't
said
good.
the movie was not good, but the acting was cool. You said
I said
the
it
movie.
I said it wasn't. I didn't say it wasn't good. I can put up a tweet right now. I did not say it wasn't good.
You said the movie.
I said it was a decent movie, but I preferred the actor. I preferred the acting in it. I preferred Joker's performance higher than anything. And I said the movie was okay, but the Joker.
So you're saying like
the movie was okay. The movie was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
So can I ask you a question about that?
Nah, you asked enough. Hold on. We only got 20 minutes.
I have a quick question, and my questions are always quick.
Candace definitely been talking a whole
Saying, Candace, your questions are not quick, dog. Come on.
lot.
Today they
She
have
is
to.
facts. That's a fact.
All right, go on, Hurt DC.
All right, now what I'm saying is like, so from reading comics and like everything from the 52 comics, from like the new, even the deceased comics is going on. I'm reading. One of the things I loved about this that I pointed out is that Joker was never the type, or like, I'm not gonna say but never, because there's different versions of him where he inspires evil. Like he never paid for goons. Because of his actions, he always inspired people to do his bidding. Like in the Killing Joke, he paid none of those goons to basically run that fucking fair, killing and just torturing people. And you know, from the get-go, he's always talked about he's no different from anybody else, other than his mental. But all it takes is one bad day, just from the part from where he killed those 3 dudes and like protect himself. Everything that led up to him killing a lot of the people, they kind of had it coming, and I'm all for that. Like, and I love the way he acted. From you saw in even the part where he was like, the Joker never has the same sense of humor as anybody else. His punchlines are trash. And when he was sitting down in the actual the comedy theater, and he was basically just listening and trying to get on the same beat with others, literally is like, yo, that's the Joker I grew up with. This he's never on point with his jokes, and it's just fire. Like I love it.
Bro, are we doing the spoiler parts now?
Yes.
Yes. I would like to say something too.
Okay.
Hold on, let me read the super chat.
Okay?
Hold on, let me read the super chat real quick. Yo, so excited said how they do a sequel when Joker 40 in the film.
He's actually 50.
In the film, he's 50.
Oh, the actor's like 50.
Oh, the actor.
Yeah.
Well,
The actor's 50, not him.
Not in the film.
I mean, the sequel doesn't have to be that far in the future. Could pick up right where they left off. But go ahead, Ravish.
I just want to say, as a comic book fan, I knew what to expect because it's an origin story. So it's not really action packed, but it was as like just a casual moviegoer. Yeah, man, it was kind of slow. So my favorite parts are the bits with the midget and then the Robert De Niro talk show shit. Overall, the performance was definitely dope. I'm looking forward to a sequel. I know that they cast a LGBTQ Batman from Twilight, so I don't think they can implement him in that shit. You know, they want to cast Jonah Hill as the Penguin.
Hey, hold on, real quick to add to what you're saying. Remember when DC Warner Brothers came out, their universes don't collide anymore. They don't do it's not the universe, so they can make different.
Well,
Batmans.
Yeah, I want to see this Joker in something in the future. Scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8.5. Man, looking forward to it. But it was slow. The first half of the film was a bit slow. It didn't turn up till he killed those Wall Street guys. Go ahead.
Okay, so. I'll just say this last bit and let y'all continue this conversation forever without me, since whatever. But anyway,
up and just say what you gotta say.
Was after the first scene, when he's at the comedy club, and then it shows his book of jokes, and it says the worst part about having a mental illness is people expect you to act like you don't. Like, that shit touched me so hard. Like, holy shit, that touched me.
Why did it touch you so much?
It was great.
Are you mentally, something unstable? Why did it touch you so much?
She said she had a bout with something.
No,
it resonates.
I have depression and anxiety, and my psychiatrist just recently suggested that I might also have PTSD. I am not at all ashamed of that. Like, having a mental illness does not make you retarded, despite how Hard8 keeps referring to the Joker in the movie.
I think that's dope that it resonates with certain people, though, and I'm not laughing at any of that. But what I will say, though, one thing I want to ask, maybe Dark Cloud and maybe Candace, what part of his with the black chick was any of that real?
No. That's the whole mental aspect.
When we first met her, that's it.
So the first, I don't know if anybody paid attention. The first part of why I kind of figured that it wasn't, or just I knew, is when he was sitting down with his mom watching the talk show, and then he mentally started thinking that he was a part of the crowd, and Robert De Niro called him down and hugged him. I was like, okay, he goes through mental disorders where he has delusions.
Yeah.
When he just walked up to her and knocked on her door and kissed her, I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, nah, there ain't no way.
I even went to go see him at the show.
None of that shit was real,
too.
Yeah.
And none of it was real.
It could be schizophrenia. It could be an extreme form of disassociation or depression. It's a lot of real issues or illnesses that it could be, especially when you factor in the fact of how he got his laughing thing, the abuse as a child.
All right, Candace, you know how in the scene in the movie, like that one scene where his boss is talking to him about how you know, the other guys don't like him and shit, and he just zones out and he's still talking. Yeah, that's definitely fucking schizophrenia. Because like that.
Yeah, and like most people, like the Joker has layers of issues, not just the fact that he's crazy. He has layers of mental illnesses. Why he's
How many meds did they say he was on?
You said like seven different
medications.
He was on several
And he
different
wanted
medications,
more.
and I'm pretty sure there was more that they didn't like break through because remember they just cut the program. Nobody was listening. All that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, he told his therapist, it's like, you don't listen, do you? It's like, all I have are negative thoughts.
Felt that shit too. God
I was like, oh shit, I fucking feel you, bro. Oh,
part of that.
See,
Yeah, I'm probably gonna see it again today for my 4th time.
I've seen
fourth time?
I've seen it
I
it
might
2 times already.
too. I might see it again too.
I've seen it twice. We just need to see him with some more experience. Then we could really see
what
what
you
he
mean
can do.
experience?
Like no experience as a more experienced Joker. You get what I'm saying?
DC, well, how much we got on the clock?
Because he just became Joker. I'm talking about like a more experienced.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We got
they'll work on that.
45.
Yeah, they'll work on
45.
that.
We got like a.
Well, like what I felt about it, like I feel as the whole movie was outstanding, in my opinion. I like the beginning, I like the slow parts, I like the dialogue and shit like that. I mean, to watch him turn into that, like I mean, that's how Breaking Bad was at that point. You see the man turn into a, Walter White until who the fuck is he?
Heisenberg.
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 It's just a character development. So I appreciate all that stuff. I like that shit like that, And the reason why, and DC, before I was, at the beginning when I was trying to explain to you why I feel like Heath Ledger was just a little bit better of a Joker. I know everybody feel like you can't compare the two, but me, I feel like you can. I mean, you can compare apples to oranges. I like oranges better than apples. I don't give a fuck. It's just how I feel about it. So yeah. So I mean, Heath Ledger to me, it's just I don't really like all that origin story. I don't feel like his Joker needs that origin story. Like I don't want to relate to him. I don't want to be able to sympathize with the man. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's one of the most. He's like
the most humanizing part.
He's the most realist villain.
I get what you're saying.
Let that man finish.
Like,
let that man finish. Go ahead, Jeff.
I feel like like he's the most realist villain. Like there's no other real like true to being a villain than the Joker. Like people say Magneto is one of the best villains. He's not really a villain. He's an anti-hero. He fights for his cause. Joker goes straight for Batman. That's who he is. He wants to go straight for Batman. He has no fucking purpose. And besides, if Batman's not around, that's it. He doesn't want no power. He don't want money. He don't want none of that shit. But with this, like, I feel like he was too humanized. I feel like he should just be straight. I don't like the origin story. That's just how I feel about it. That's the reason why I feel like Heath Ledger was a little bit better. That's just my opinion. I just like his story better. That's how I feel.
The story. So to add to what you're saying, one of the biggest like FNQs or like most asked questions when it came down to like the development of Joker. Why? Because remember, if anyone reads the comic, the Joker wasn't even supposed to continue. He was just be like a one-off person and actually died the first time he showed up. But he kept on going and it was continuing to be written. And one of the most asked questions to anyone here who's a big DC fan was, how is he super range? Why is his love for Batman so? This is one of the characters that everybody, I get what you're saying that you don't, but it's one of the most asked questions when it comes to any comic book, Marvel or anyone. Everyone has always wanted to know his origin story. And that's why the writer that created the Joker has so many different variants to keep people on their toes because he has different layers. So I get what you're saying, but it's one of the most asked questions, regardless if you're a Marvel fan or not, or whatever.
I also think it's a great reason for why the Joker is so obsessed with Batman, like above all else, because in his head, in his delusion, he really thinks that Thomas Wayne is his father. So, and his rejection is just too much.
Yeah, it's way too much.
For me, I loved it, but I can see why other people wouldn't.
He thought it was his father because his mom told him that.
Yeah, but his mom
was say something like that to someone with a mental state that believes their mom, and then when he approached him and was
at the time, he didn't have no reason not to believe what his mom was telling him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We've been told your ass to get the fuck out of here. This was spoilers until 140, dog. Yeah, that's your own fault.
Honestly, it was very clear.
Maybe he just showed up.
No, he's been here talking shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm playing talk to the villain. He was like
tried to help you, player. Tried to help. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, like the whole
Psycho got next, by the way.
Yeah, Psycho got next. But what Cancer was saying was perfect because his obsession for Batman isn't explained in different layers, but this one just lines it up of his obsession with Thomas Wayne, the Wayne Manor, and everybody. Because even in his head, because I can guarantee you the plot's going to be like, what if Thomas Wayne was lying? What if he is his father? What if Bruce Wayne is my brother?
I was thinking that too. Exactly. That's what's going through his head.
That ain't true though.
Yeah, that isn't. But
honestly, the potential is still there.
He wasn't even really obsessed with Bruce Wayne until his mom put all that shit in his head. He didn't give a fuck about that shit. His mom kept writing Thomas Wayne. And he didn't care about all that. He used to. He'd go check the mailbox for her, but he was like.
The fact that y'all keep bringing up his mom just sparks one of the best parts another best part to me when he was like, no, not that. When they flash back to his mom saying he was always a happy child and she never heard him crying. And then you like pair that with the fact that because of the like head injuries, he
all the abuse and shit,
cried instead of he laughed instead of crying. So it's like when he's like, I've never been happy, even though he's been crying, laughing this entire time. But that tells you how much he was abused if you think about it. Because in her head, he was constantly laughing. But if you watch the movie, he really only laughed when he was in states of emotional distress in the early parts of the movie.
Well, he laughed at the end too.
No, but it was a different kind of laughter. It was more of a, my life is like, so, he said, I used to think my life was a tragedy. Now I realize it's a comedy. Like his perception switched. So now it was more of he thought it was genuinely funny while other people didn't get it. Like that last scene with Murray when he's like Murray and he keeps talking about it and he's doing his whole scene. Like that shows you the shift in his perception. He's no longer seeing himself as a victim who's just experiencing everything. Now he's just laughing at his life and what he's doing. He has a total lack of fucks. That's why he said, like, I don't believe in anything. I don't support a cause. I'm just doing stuff. I feel better since
Psycho, you got like Psycho got like 6 minutes.
Shout outs to Jay Harris. He said, "What's up, AGS? Saw Joker last night and thought it was outstanding. It was what I thought it would be, a drama thriller character study. It reminded me of The Wrestler as far as the cinematography." And also shout outs to Mr.
Why are people still talking about spoilers when we said this was spoilers?
And shout outs to
It's probably
Missile
people
87.
that just came in.
Shout outs to Missile 87, redefined. He said, when Joker shot Murray on live TV, I was disturbed. All right.
Yeah.
I laughed at that too. I'm not gonna lie.
That conversation.
That
conversation was fire because he was gonna kill himself.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that conversation between Murray elevated when he was basically kind of like saying, like, oh, so this is your excuse. People like you with your mind, your mental state, this is your excuse. And that's what made him snap. Like, and then talk about Thomas Wayne and all that shit that he just shot him.
Shout outs to So Excited. He said they're casting a black woman for Catwoman. Thoughts? Didn't we already have a black Catwoman?
The original. Yeah, Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt, the original.
We had Halle Berry too.
Yeah.
What you mean before Eartha Kitt we had Halle Berry?
Eartha Kitt was before Halle Berry.
I didn't mean to say it like that, but I'm just saying,
Eartha Kitt was about 30 years before
that. The Halle Berry movie was trash. It
was garbage.
Yeah, the original Catwoman.
We already had Black Catwoman. It ain't nothing surprising.
Yeah, the original Catwoman was black.
But Halle Berry was trash. We need a good black woman to respect, do some honor to Eartha Kitt's name.
Yeah, the original Catwoman, for the record, was black. Eartha Kitt, at least on film. Yeah,
I don't blame Halle Berry. I blame the movie and the writers.
Nah, her acting was also trash in that movie.
Everything about it was bad. Acting, writing, all that shit.
Halle Berry over.
Yo, Psycho, do you have anything you want to add on this before we?
I like that in John Wick.
She's a very good actress.
John Wick. Look at my
I wanted to get everybody's score. Stella 1 to 10. What we giving it?
I think Psycho. Do you have anything you want to add? Because we only got like 4 minutes.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
Psycho here?
I think he's here.
He got it muted.
No, I don't think he's here.
I'm sorry. Psycho, did you want to talk now, or did
probably,
you just
tweeting about that Tesla for the 100,000th time already?
So what y'all giving it? What you give it? DC, you already know you gave it a 10 out of 10, right?
If you saw my review, I gave it a 20 out of 10.
Yeah, he here now. Go ahead.
Oh shit,
Cycle.
What
up, Cycle?
I was saying that Candace killed it already. Candace said exactly what I was going to say already. So we
what is
that. And as far as the Tesla motherfucker, the shit, man. Hey, man, we just got an update.
Yeah.
We tired of hearing about it. Good, you know what I mean? We're tired of hearing about it, but
that shit
good for you.
Look unsafe.
Yeah. So y'all want to give out ratings and all this gay shit? Go ahead.
What you give it? What you give it, Candace?
I'm rocking with Stank Mom 20 out of 10.
Jesus Christ.
That's dope. 20. What about you, Drew?
It's a little hyperbolish, but or however you're supposed to say that word, but like I'm rocking with it. That's the point.
Cycle, what you giving it?
I give it a B.
It could be different.
Okay.
B minus.
8.
Okay,
Melon,
so
what
about
you
8.
get it, Melon? Don't be scared. Go ahead. What you give it, Melon?
I get an 8.5 out of 10. Like I wasn't a fan. Like there's like one little like minute part that I was not a fan of. The fucking the rock music that they use when he was walking down the steps and shit. Like that
really?
That
That was such a good scene.
Did you listen to the music? Did you listen to the words of the song?
That was actually a good
Did you listen to the words of the song?
This nigga wanted some Biggie in the background.
No, I'm talking about.
So you took points off for that?
No, I'm talking. All right, I'm talking when he was walking down the steps before the cops started chasing him. Right, and they're playing that rock music.
That was a great scene.
What's wrong with that one?
I felt like that.
Hold on, did you
like that.
listen to the words of the song?
Not really. No.
Melon, that's you, right?
He didn't like it, man. He didn't like the music, man. Stop trying to bully this man. He ain't like it. Damn.
That reason out of all reasons.
Hey, it was a good part. I actually like that part.
I don't know. For me, it's just like took it out. Like
That cop chase scene was fire, bro.
I'm talking about before that. I'm talking right before that.
The cop chase scene was what part? What you mean? What part was fire?
The whole thing. What are you talking about?
How he got away because of the way that he portrays and creates chaos.
Dude, that train scene was fucking lit.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty cool. That was dope. But I'm talking about like right before that fucking chase scene started.
Okay, anybody else?
When he was on the steps?
Anybody else
Yes, when he was on the steps.
The music. We know what part when the music started. He ain't like it. All right.
Harvey, what'd you give it?
Bully his ass. Hey, just so y'all know, we had
Jay Harvey gave it 9.
No, we're not even talking about spoil. Okay, let's just cut the spoilers out. Go ahead, man, with y'all ratings and all that.
Giving it a 10.
You're left,
We good.
You're left.
We got it.
No, Jay didn't say his shit. Did he?
No, he said 9. You're left. You're the last one.
He said 9.
Yeah.
True. Be careful.
No, I'm fine with whatever you do.
It's all right. I like if I had to do it in the first hour and the first 90 minutes, I would say that was like I don't know. It was okay. It was cool.
Was the first half better than the first half of Avengers game?
Hey, that's pretty fucking comparable.
The last 30 minutes though, I really enjoyed the last 30 minutes. That's why I believe if they do come out with a sequel, which they probably are, I think the sequel gonna be lit. Because now when he finally becomes the Joker, it was good from that point on. All before that, it was just okay. I don't want to see the movie again, I'll tell you that, but
you'll watch it again.
10, man.
Like it better too.
I'll catch it on HBO.
I haven't even watched Avengers Endgame again yet. I've seen that movie.
Really? That movie like 3 hours long.
Nah, don't do it. Don't do it, Hardy.
I done had the 4K Blu-ray since the day it released.
No sensitivity.
Nah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Long, bitch.
Shout out to Master. He said Joker is awesome-tacular. Joaquin absolutely killed.
I see this movie. I better cry. I better stand up and applaud.
Hey,
I'm buying this movie.
so we don't move from this real quick. The last thought. I wanted to add something. Do you think that because of this movie and because of the way it was written, do you think that DC should, other than Todd Phillips, I think there should just be one person. You think they should just go down the route of
Yes,
absolutely.
Because their characters have more depth, in my opinion. So if they go hard, they can do a lot of really good things.
They can't compete with Marvel. What Marvel's doing, so they might.
DC got better.
I mean, they don't. There doesn't need to be another comedic portion of the comic books. I mean, if you even read like the 52 comics,
that's why he's saying they might as well go in that direction because they can't compete. So they might as well go in another direction.
They definitely.
That's what he means.
That's fact. But what I'm saying is though, if anyone reads like DC comics, none of them shits have like. They've never been like laugh-luster or funny, and I think that, and I want Warner Brothers to not think that because it's not going to be able to reach children that adults don't want to see it. They could still make the same amount of money, not supporting for kids to watch this.
Same amount of money. Same amount of what money?
Like how $1 billion their movies can hit $1 billion.
A rated R movie.
They don't have
$1 billion.
They could.
Nah,
they could.
It's possible, but not likely. Yeah, it's possible, but not likely.
What's really interesting to me is the potential to actually make Batman seem less likable than he is. Like, or at least for me, and I'm wondering if it would have the same effect for other people, because they've almost set him up as, I mean, Batman's always been the wealthy billionaire, right? But now he's the wealthy billionaire in a time where class struggle is like the dominant topic for a lot of people. So I just think the timing is interesting. They can really set it up where Joker, while still being the villain, is suddenly like the anti-hero.
Let me get to the super chat. Shout outs to Biz the Kid. He said best scene was near the end with him in the cop car admiring his destruction.
Facts.
Like the biggest problem with Marvel sucks with dealing with their villains. Like that's the biggest problem with Marvel. Like I don't think their villains are trash. Like what they do on screen. Because I feel like it's just like
low. Your mic a little low.
Oh, I'm at a distance, and they kill them off too.
And they trying to make them funny. Like I'm just like, all right, I'm about done with all the funny shit. Like that's what my problem is.
Yeah. That's it's working for them. They make their movies making over $1 billion. It's working for them.
Yeah, I mean, look at Call of Duty feeling the same way too. You don't like that shit, so
No, I'm saying it's working for them. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying they're gonna do what works.
Yeah, it's right here. I hear you.
That's a good segue to Birds of Prey, though. Did you guys also?
Trash.
No,
I didn't think it looked trash to me. It looked better than the Joker.
It looked all right.
Well, I don't say it looks better, but I do think it's going to be good.
What I'm saying is, looking at that, if I had, before I seen either, and I didn't see Birds of Prey, of course, but if I didn't see the Joker or that movie and they put them trailers together and it was like, which movie would you rather watch? It would have been Birds of Prey, judging off them trailers.
The Joker trailers wasn't that good.
I co-sign that. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I didn't think I was going to like the Joker at all.
I'm definitely hyped to see Birds of Prey.
I think it looked it looked decent to me.
I didn't see
better
it.
than Suicide
When I walked in
Squad,
the movie theater, the movie was like literally just starting, so I didn't see any of these trailers.
You guys, like, honestly, most of those trailers looked fire. Do you remember some of the other movies that are coming out?
I want to know what that Tenet shit is. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
That's from Christopher Nolan. That comes out in July of next year. So gotta wait and see what that's about. But most of the trailers was trash that I seen.
I've been seeing.
So ain't nobody trying to see Harriet.
I didn't get a trailer for Harriet.
Harriet, I seen Harriet joint. No, and you know what? I was a little uncomfortable watching that trailer because the movie theater was all white people. So it was
right.
Like,
I was gonna say, I don't know what
yeah, I didn't get a trailer for Harriet.
That shit came on. I'm like, oh man. I definitely had my eye on everybody that was walking in that theater too, man.
Put the pearls.
Yo, it was 4 black people in that motherfucker. No bullshit. 4 black people.
Honestly, I might have been one of the only in my theater as well.
It was all fucking white people in that joint, man. I'm like, oh my god.
Did you go to IMAX or XD Hard8?
Well, when you saw Joker,
I didn't do nothing special. I didn't even want to see the movie.
I did. Well, I technically, didn't spend a lot, but I did.
I went to a theater that they don't do previews, so
shout outs to they don't do previews.
Yeah, you just go straight in.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Was in somebody's basement. Fuck is going on?
Nah, like you can't
Yo, what the hell?
We
I've never heard of that before.
What's going on? This nigga was at a homeless shelter, man. What the fuck?
Big chairs.
This shit was lit. I mean, I live in. I ain't want to talk.
A projector with a 3, 2, 1 count.
Yo, shout outs to So Excited. He said Vulture, Thanos, and Loki were dope villains, and also Kingpin from Daredevil. We are Thanos the GOAT. He right behind Joker for me. Heath Ledger's Joker.
Man, you put Ultron in that list?
Where's this movie theater at? Because I'm tired of them
Ultron
40-minute previews.
I liked Ultron. He was
Ultron
funny.
was trash.
Maybe in the comics
He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
I liked Ultron.
Who don't like
It
to
was
go?
weird seeing
Hold on.
that
Who don't
one
like to see previews?
Honestly,
I don't want to
that's
see fucking.
I watch previews
40
on YouTube.
How you know it's gonna come out if you don't see no preview?
Because we got YouTube.
If the movie comes out, because the movie comes on at 3:30 and you start the movie at fucking
4 o'clock,
4:10, 4:20, like
bro, why you acting like you was just born yesterday? They've been doing that.
I mean,
I love my theater. You go on that motherfucker, you gotta down the movie start. I like that.
Next
shit.
Movie
question.
theaters
I don't even think
are
your
the
theater
only
got
acceptable.
seats. They don't even show previews. Still popcorn and flat soda. What the fuck?
He was in the basement, like paying to do $5.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
Jay,
the
what
bootleg.
city you at?
Bootleg.
What city you in, Jay?
Jesus Christ. Like, nah, that ain't like if I say that shit, it's
Okay. No, I never know, but I've never heard of it. I've never heard of a theater where you can
Yeah,
just go
Detroit,
Same
in.
theater I saw John Wick at.
I live in Maryland.
Oh no,
Okay.
he must be in DC.
Oh, you in
lying.
Texas?
No,
Okay,
he
y'all
must be in
niggas.
DC.
We're take the nigga. No,
Okay, you in B-Boy. Okay.
Jay, where you at?
Yeah, you ain't
I'm
got
in
time for
Baltimore,
it. Some niggas are coming.
Oh, you okay? That's right. You work at the
Yeah.
Walmart on
I just feel like movie theaters.
I'm gonna let you rock
I
with
feel
it.
like movie theaters are the only acceptable place to see previews because they usually tailor the previews that you see towards the like genre and rating of the movie you're seeing. So it's
That's
like
not really true.
usually going to be at least 1 or 2 movies. Well,
they
for
had
me,
Toy Story on one time.
really?
Toy Story,
Only the
that's
trailers
fire.
I got were appropriate, except for the Hansel and Gretel thing. I don't really.
I ain't even see that one. I seen Harriet. I did see Harriet. You know what I'm saying?
Star Wars.
I don't want to see that movie though.
Oh, actually, Star Wars looked dope.
No, Star Wars.
I didn't
Star Wars is dead.
I didn't get
Let's-
Star Wars.
I just
Yeah,
know
it's
gonna
about to
be
break
open.
records, Melon. So yeah, relax.
Yeah,
No, it always
yo,
does that. It always does
I don't
that.
give a fuck if it breaks records. It's dead.
Yeah, I hope it's good, man.
Garbage.
It's dead.
That's a fair opinion. I considered Harry Potter dead after the 4th book. I know I took it way back.
If I could
Harry
comment,
Potter's overrated.
Probably the
Yo,
last
what's
time
up?
you've been to
No.
the theaters too, ain't it, Candace?
Oh yeah, I saw Joker, but
I
fuck
said,
all that
motherfucker,
XD shit. already.
obviously
next to me.
before Joker, duh. This girl.
I also saw Captain Marvel and Black Panther, and I don't think I've seen anything.
You watch trash, don't you?
I like that. What I like. Don't care about who used to say that. I like what I like. Oh, Popeye.
I ain't even seen
But I am.
Captain Marvel.
Give a
yet.
fuck.
I still ain't see Captain Marvel. I'm
I
good.
I'm
do
good
wanna
on that.
See it, though. I want to see it, but I ain't seen it.
Somebody gotta make me see
You
it.
talking about the Captain Marvel porno? Because that's the only thing that seems relevant.
Fuck?
What the fuck? This nigga
Really?
horny.
I don't
What the
understand. DC, I don't understand how you can be and not like Captain Marvel when it's essentially the same goddamn.
You know, I was gonna say that.
It's not the same goddamn movie.
Wait, what?
Harley Quinn is way more
Likeable.
of a person that I'd rather watch on screen than fucking
Brie Larson.
Captain
It's
Marvel.
the same.
That
women empowerment
bitch's
bullshit.
comics have been fucking rebooted like 7 times and still flop.
But don't you-
Harley Quinn comics never
That's
fail.
actually true.
But
Captain Marvel's comic book character has been rebooted a handful of times. Yeah, a lot of. Yeah.
no, I'm not talking
so
about
dope.
like the storyline, like I mean not the storyline, like but like historically comic book wise. I'm talking about right now the general consensus is Birds of Prey is just more social justice where forcing women.
No, it's not.
bullshit.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Nah.
Harley Quinn has always had like a girl squad. Always
No,
had a
I'm
girl
saying
squad.
what I'm seeing like in my mentions and around on Twitter. So I'm surprised that you like this movie. That's why I was surprised.
That's what I'm saying. There's a difference because they're forcing a female Avengers in the DC world, Birds of Prey have been around for the longest time, and Harley Quinn has had her separation from Joker and has been in her own group. So this is not SJW. This is like a perfect way
I know. I've been a Birds of Prey fan for over a decade.
Chat real quick. Shout out to Jay Harris. Star Wars will be lit because they brought back J.J. Abrams. It's not really that good of a director.
Fucking lens flares all over the goddamn screen.
So all the people like who's more likable, even though Suicide Squad was trash, Margot Robbie or Brie Larson?
Yeah, you gotta ask that question.
Really, bro.
If you know the answer, then you understand.
I ain't seen Captain Marvel yet.
Come on now.
I'm gonna leave my opinion out.
So excited. He said DC, they made Black Mask gay and Black Canary.
One of them was already bi or something. Like I remember that. Like I haven't read all of the Birds of Prey comics, but I do remember like in the comics one of them is like bi or something.
Did y'all see?
I don't remember which one.
Did y'all see Men in Black International?
Hell no.
Nah, I didn't even know that shit was out.
I ain't Will Smith or Tommy Lee. I ain't gonna see it.
Oh
yeah,
bro. Like I wasn't even a big fan of Men in Black 3. Like that shit.
Yo, that was
I
good.
never
That was
like
pretty
Men
good.
in Black anyway.
You never like none of them?
I never like any of them.
Damn.
I don't like Star Wars, Hobbit, all that other shit. I never big. I never.
Hobbit's lit. You need to watch that though.
Wait, you said you don't?
Nah, Lord of the Rings is lit. Hobbit's trash.
No, Hobbit's trash.
No, Lord of the Rings is trash.
I don't like that shit.
like
That
all
shit's
that
stupid.
Lord of the Rings is such
Star Wars
an
ain't no nerd
trilogy,
gay shit.
bro.
Well,
Okay,
nerd, but I don't know about gay.
I'm raising my hand right
Lord of the
now.
Rings is lit. The Hobbit's
Harry
trash.
I'm raising my hand right
I
now.
can co-sign that The Hobbit is nowhere near as good as the Lord
Oh
of the
my
Rings
god,
movies.
I'm raising my hand right now. Yo,
Okay,
I bought the Lord of the Rings. I could not finish one of them, but I
This
watched
nigga.
both of the Hobbit movies.
Trash.
And I'm about to get the third one and watch that one.
Hold on, you didn't like none of the Lord of the Rings? What?
But you like The Hobbit. All right, you like trash.
Bro,
Okay.
you
I don't know. It had
exposed.
meta action. I don't know. I just never liked the Lord.
I think I know why you like. I think I know. You like.
I know why you like the Hobbit too. Yeah, I think I know.
Why?
Oh, I want to know.
Yeah, you about the same size as the Hobbits.
I knew it.
This nigga can't get on none of the roller coasters at Great Adventures. Can't get on none of the roller coasters that shit.
Yeah, that explains it.
Hey, Hard8 just happy he just lost some weight so he can actually make it up the stairs without dying. Get out of here, bro.
No, I ain't never been that bad.
God damn, boy.
Bro, as long as Hard8 can get on the rides, winning.
Yes, I can at least go to Six
Shout out
Flags
to all
and
the
get on
brothers
roller
out
coasters.
there.
No, you can't. There was a weight size limit, boy. You
No,
can't.
like I said, never that big.
Hey, I saw that. I saw the
Rockstar
Rockstar
wings or something.
Hey, I saw that Rockstar video.
They call that nigga Francis.
He said I saw that Rockstar video.
Call that nigga Francis.
Damn,
Hey, man, you can't be coming for the
My man was
height.
sweating. All he did was lift the game up. The game was sweating.
Lord.
Shout out to all the supporters out there, man. The brothers who were walking around at 5'5". So it's all good.
Can he
My
reach the
father
middle?
was
What is
like
that?
Can he reach the
Yeah, my
middle?
father was a short nigga. I'm surprised. I'm 6'6".
What is?
My father was
Oh,
like
you said
5'10".
5'5". Okay.
Yeah, you talking about tick.
Yeah, 5'5".
Oh, yeah.
Can he reach the
You
middle?
say
Short ass nigga. Can't even reach the motherfucking shelf in his kitchen.
No,
Oh, man,
bro,
stop playing me like that,
5'3".
bro.
You got, hey, you already know in the hood you gotta watch the short niggas though. Them be the one shooting at me.
Nah, 5'3" only works on me, like chicks and Prince.
Shout
Like
out to
if you're
Lil
not,
Mac. Shout out to Lil
Prince.
Mac. Shout out to Lil Mac, man. It's all good.
Spud web. You know what I mean?
you gotta
Spud
buy Prince's
web.
style, get some
Hey, Tech, I seen
platforms.
you've been working out. When you gonna start eating right? Cause you still like fat as fuck.
Yeah, I'm a little chubby. I am. Hey, but I lost a lot though.
Huh?
I lost a lot.
Oh, that's
I lost
what's
a
up.
lot.
Congratulations,
I fixed my diet a little bit.
That's fine.
All right, what else we got on here? We're done with Joker, right? Are we done?
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Finally.
Yeah, we
shit.
We done with Joker, people. So
Yeah, he had a
relax.
return fire on me. I like it. Where your lifting videos?
Who?
When they go low, we go lower. We're not Michelle Obama.
All right, so yeah, let's talk about a little bit of gaming, man, because we got Red Dead Redemption 2 was announced for the PC. And the receipts been dropping on Twitter. All you console dudes that was running your mouth, the receipts been dropping.
I mean, it's funny that people thought it wasn't coming, considering Grand Theft Auto did.
Yeah, like.
Well,
they thought it wasn't coming just because the first one didn't come.
The first game, so they assumed this one. Even though every game since the first one been on PC, for some reason they wanted to be.
They knew it was coming.
Shout out to all the Arthurs out there. Shout out to all the Arthurs that thought that this wasn't coming to PC. You know what I mean? So yeah, November, and very short too. We ain't even have to wait long. November 5th.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. I thought it would be longer.
It's coming out on the Epic Store and the Rockstar Launcher, and then in December it's coming out for Steam, and it's also launching on Google Stadia. If anybody care about that.
I got a question.
I was about to say that's live. Who cares?
So why they be treating y'all like second-class citizens, man?
Who, PC?
No, console. Y'all.
This nigga say y'all.
Hey, Cycle, y'all the beta testers. Y'all the beta testers.
Notice it's dropping with the control fixes.
Beta testers.
Y'all the beta testers. Now, once this game drop on PC, this the game y'all gonna wish y'all had. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's all good.
That's a fact. Like, I mean, but you're talking about a company, like, it's kind of idiotic to think that this game wouldn't come to PC. I mean, you're talking about Rockstar, a company that actually makes more revenue when they drop games like GTA and Red Dead. They make more revenue than entire continents, like Australia and shit like that. Like, they make more money than games.
I make more money than all.
Yeah, this shit gonna print more. Like, yeah, it gives the game more life and shit. You can do mods and all that shit.
Why does it take so long to come to?
Oh shit!
I'm gonna wait. The videos get
why do things take so?
Wait, what'd you say? Cycle? What'd you say?
I just said, why does it take so long for things to come to people?
Oh, you gotta take time on a masterpiece. Man.
You go tick.
Like,
hold on.
Actually,
the best.
Actually, games been coming out day and date with consoles. It's just Rockstar is being Rockstar, so
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, Rockstar, like, we're not gonna get them a point. We're gonna give them something better.
Yeah,
so when it comes out, it's going.
Isn't everything done on PC already? And don't they dumb it down from PCs to work on consoles? Like, why does it take
honestly, moddable games are not moddable, but like modding on PC is sometimes. Like with Skyrim, I would spend like more time modding than actually playing the goddamn game.
Who thought is that?
Like playing on console is just
What he was saying
I didn't say it was anybody's fault. I'm just saying it's a thing for me.
Go ahead, Cycle.
What Cycle was saying was, aren't the games developed on PC before they come to console? Not necessarily. They do it both ways. They have to spend a lot more time actually on the console version, because remember, you're making for something, optimizing for 2 different or 3 different or 4 different consoles, and then you got to go back to PC and just basically release it. They're not just going to throw it.
Well, shout out to Super Chat Darth Uchua 17. In your opinion, Arthur Morgan or John Marston? Arthur Morgan all the way. John Marston is a snitch. Yeah.
What they got to do with the game?
Not ready.
I ain't played yet.
Morgan.
I'll let you know after.
Who said what they got to do?
Hold on, let me tell you.
Somebody just exposed themselves and said, "What do Arthur Morgan or John?"
That was Dark Cloud. You already know.
That was Dark Cloud that said that.
Oh wow! Who said that?
Wow.
What? Somebody trying to be
anyway, my favorite character is Red Harlow.
Hold on. We need some. No, shut up, Candace. We need the person to say what does Arthur Morgan and John Marston have to do with the game? Who said it?
No. Hold on.
I think you heard me say that I didn't play the new one yet, so I'll get back to you later on it.
No, somebody said what does Arthur Morgan and John Marston have to do with the game? Somebody said that.
I heard that shit.
Hold on. I gotta fucking tell y'all this. No. He said
when
Ravis said
when Ravis read the super chat,
one?
Somebody said, "What the fuck that got to do with the game?"
That was listen to what I said. He said he's a snitch. Then I said, "What the fuck they got to do with the game?" I ain't say.
Who just said that?
No, I was saying. No, he was saying. No,
I
think he missed someone saying what I said. That so he was saying which one was better, which character was better.
Right.
Then he said John Marston was a snitch. I said, "What the fuck?" Yeah, I understand that. So what I was saying, like, what the fuck is that got to do with with the characters? I mean, feel like John Marston being a character.
His
That's what I'm saying. I think he was a better character, even though he was a snitch. I think he's a better character.
But look, I didn't even play the game, and I understand that being a snitch affects how you see
I don't
the
care
character.
if you a snitch. I mean,
listen, I'm a rat. You know what I'm saying? That's cool.
I ain't out there. I ain't riding no horse with that nigga. I'm just saying.
I like his character. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be supporting rats.
All right, so this is what I'm saying. This is what I. All right, so this is what I
You're a
thought.
Tekashi fan, Melon?
This is what I'm saying. I thought he was saying Red Dead.
That's Jay.
Oh, that's Jay.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. So I'm thinking he was saying Red Dead Redemption 1 was better than 2. So that's why I'm saying I think 1 was better than 2. I thought that's what they were.
Though. Let's get to that part.
I mean, that ain't that I ain't listening to
This is how you rock a little bit, bro.
Listen, man. Anybody that might listen, anybody out there listening, right? Anybody listening, right? If you know Jay, don't do shit around this nigga, cause he tell you.
Hey, look, y'all got ravish. Y'all got ravish on here. You the fans. I paid $30.
Ravish might be a dirty comment, right? But you out here talking about it's okay if somebody is snitch. That's what
I didn't say that. That is not what I said. Why are you putting words in my mouth? I did not say that. I just said I don't give a fuck what he do. That's on him. That's on his time. I ain't saying I'm snitching. I mean, look, somebody said I get. I mean, if a nigga said, if the judge said I'm getting life, yeah, all y'all niggas going down. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought.
That's too funny,
I like that, man. That is funny.
Yeah, we gotta try to stop talking over other people.
My bad.
Y'all know these niggas, man. These niggas don't know no better, man. We
don't
sorry.
act like you not participating.
Born in the suburbs.
We sorry. Oh man. Anyway, yeah, Red Dead is on PC. Can't wait. November 5th. God damn, I don't want that shit on Epic Store.
Hey man, I'll wait.
You gonna wait till December?
Did you download their launcher?
Wait longer, yo.
I got Rockstar launcher. I had to download it. Make you download it when you go play GTA 5.
Yeah.
It's still through Steam though, but just like Ubisoft. Yeah, I don't know if I can wait till December. I don't even think I can do it.
Hey man, I waited long enough, man. I can still wait.
Yeah, I feel you, but that's the thing. I don't know. I should have more patience, but I don't.
I mean, if you already had the launcher, it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna laugh at anybody who was talking about I shouldn't have to download another launcher, and they download Rockstar's launcher for the game.
I mean, you could still feel that way even if you download it. You could still feel like I don't want to download another launcher, but I have to. So, you know what I mean? I gotta suck it up.
I've got like 4 or 5 different launchers.
You don't really have to. Isn't it coming out on a different platform?
Yeah, but it's still gonna launch.
They're gonna make you use that Rockstar launcher, dog.
Yeah,
even on Steam, you had to open Social Club
even on Steam,
to play GTA 5.
Yeah, you can't avoid it, man. You can't avoid it. So, yeah, for anybody that's ready to play the Red Dead 2, the definitive edition, it's coming to PC, baby. Shit gonna be beautiful.
Let's go.
Nobody.
I'm about to upgrade my rig, man.
Did you say Cycle?
Huh?
I heard that.
Yo,
hey man, you be surprised, man. A lot of
niggas get the Section 8. Niggas get the Section 8 version of the Tesla, and they just think they the shit.
Bro, talking about the Section 8 version though. Y'all seen all these PC people bragging about 720p streaming?
Oh my god!
Oh, y'all saw that dumbass
I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't see no PC dudes.
Those are Xbox dudes.
I seen Xbox dudes bragging about that shit.
Oh, were they Xbox dudes?
Yeah, they were Xbox
I didn't see
dudes.
no PC dudes.
Candace, you don't play no games.
No, because Yo, you want to see a screenshot of how many hours I have put in a Fire Emblem?
That's one game.
Exactly, it's one, bro.
That's like niggas that be like, I'll play Madden every day. Like,
okay, but it's not Madden. It's an RPG. It's a tactical RPG.
I know what it is.
And bro, you want to check out my trophies and my.
Oh, she big mad. Hold on. Go ahead, Jay. You open up that can of worms.
Yeah,
Go
my
ahead,
bad.
player.
Go ahead. No, you good. You got it. I ain't trying to get. I mean, I would like to come back on here. I ain't
If you
trying.
want to check those achievements and trophies and see if I don't play no games, you can go for it.
It was a joke. I'm sorry.
The game is gonna pull up.
Yeah, he folded so hard.
Yo, that's funny, man. Hey, yo, somebody said this nigga got the great value Tesla. That's had me dying.
Oh shit!
Which one you got, Cycle?
Man.
Yo, some of them niggas just driving like a fucked up car too, though. Like that should be funny.
I do like the Tesla though.
Hey, that motherfucking car is dope as shit.
It's all right,
man.
but it's bland as fuck on the
It's
inside.
definitely
Though.
bland. That's why I don't like it. It's bland as fuck.
It's simple. It's simple.
Like,
It look like a it look like a
What you
Mazda.
need all them buttons for?
What you mean?
I mean, I'm just saying. I just like my shit to look nice. I like my shit to look like I'm in a spaceship.
That shit is not.
You pay 80 grand for no button.
No, he ain't pay 80 grand. You tripping, dog. He got the great value version. He got the.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I paid $10 for mine.
Yo,
that motherfucking dope. And look, hey man, look. You know how they charge you every year to get an update for your car? That's
Are you serious?
What the fuck? How much you gotta pay?
Nothing.
Oh.
Cycle. Can you confirm something? I heard that like when the battery dies, it's massively expensive to like.
Yo, what the fuck?
Somebody get
Somebody
robbed.
in the parking lot.
Somebody get robbed.
That's a lie.
Take that man's
If
stereo.
your battery, first of all, if you run out of gas in your car,
timing, dog. In the
No, it's not. Hold on, Cycle. No, it don't. No, it's not. You
I
run
didn't
out of
say
gas.
like run out of gas. I said die, like when it dies, not when it needs a charge.
What do you mean when it dies?
When it
I got a backup battery.
died. Like,
No,
what the heck?
but it's not like
what battery? What battery?
I
What battery
heard that
died?
like if you need to replace the battery, it's massively expensive.
them
So
things-
obviously,
So first of all, nobody has to pay money to replace their battery as of now.
Yeah,
So
them batteries
anybody
last
whose
for a
battery,
while.
so that's not a Tesla thing. That might be another. Might be a different
So
brand.
listen. If let me tell you something. If you absolutely have to buy a battery right now, it's like $7,000. But zero people had to buy a battery like Tesla.
It's like an engine. Like,
I know when them Teslas crashing.
No person has had to take.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But the batteries don't run out. The batteries aren't like a cell phone battery or whatever. It's not. It's just not. It don't work like that.
No, I'm not. I don't mean like
really Cycle. It don't work
I
like
mean,
a
the battery
cell phone
can
battery.
malfunction. You do know that, right?
My God, I didn't know
the
that.
potential is there.
This nigga said it's not like a cell phone battery. Like, nigga, really?
I'm saying it's not like a cell phone battery where it just dies all of a sudden. Like it's not.
That's okay.
So I mean, I think what you're trying to say, the point of what you're trying to say right now is, if there is like a catastrophic error with the battery, which like even though you're trying to minimize, they'll replace it for you, so you don't actually have to pay for that.
He said
Is
it's
that
7,000. Didn't you say it's 7,000?
He said it's 7,000, but he also said they'll.
So
cop
it's
it. They'll
priced
do
at
that for you.
7,000. If you need to buy a battery, and they're not going. If Tesla wasn't taking care of batteries right now, you would have to pay $7,000. But zero people have battery
Hey, yo,
since 2012.
Shout outs to Gabriel. He said tuning in mad late, but what's up, AGS? Was good. And Torrance Ingram was good, AGS. What up? Welcome. Y'all missed the spoilers. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But anyway, we can move on. Red Dead coming to PC. Can't wait. We on that. All right, let's talk about Sean Layden. Was he forced out, or did he what's going on? What happened with Sean Layden and
I don't know. I don't know.
What's the word on the street? Dark Cloud. Don't hype that man up.
Yeah, what you saying?
What's the word on the street?
I've seen both. I've seen that like he was forced out, and then there was like a power struggle, so he just left. I don't know.
Because why would he be forced out? Isn't he doing a good job? Like,
That's what I thought. Shit, I don't
That's
fucking
what I
know.
thought.
I think what it was is the upper brass want a different direction with the PS5, and I guess Sean Layden was kind of giving them pushback on that. So then they forced him out. Of course, politically correct. He left on his own accord, but it's looking like he was forced out, and it's looking like there's some conflicting shit going on with the PS5 moving forward. But yeah, it seemed like he was doing a great job. That's why I'm kind of like, huh?
I thought he was doing a great job, but I ultimately don't care as long as the PS5 is still great. So
yeah, I mean, as long as everything stays on track, I guess it wouldn't be something I would care about. But
yeah, I really don't. That shit don't.
Just as long as they got them
Both Jim Ryan and Sean Layden had two.
Oh, here go this nigga with the fake.
What was that?
Wait, what?
If you read, both Jim Ryan and Sean Layden had difference of opinions. If you read the articles from Jim Ryan's sit down, he's basically saying that he wants to basically keep the exclusives on the PlayStation 4, and basically it's a value to the company. When it came down to Sean Layden, he actually wanted PlayStation 4 games to be able to be downloaded on PC.
Oh.
And Jim Ryan didn't want to have none of that.
I thought it was reversed.
I thought it was the other way around.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like they shouldn't do that, but
still don't care either way. But that is interesting.
Why buy it? Yeah, it's like if you're in the console market, why would you? I don't know.
think
Actually, yeah. You're right. It's reverse. It was Jim Ryan that was basically he wants in order to survive PlayStation to survive, their games need to be available everywhere, and Sean Layden wasn't about that.
So that's not actually a true statement. Or, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like Jim Ryan's statement, the way that he framed it, is not actually true. It's not about surviving. It's about making all the money. It's about greed. Because right now, PlayStation is making the most money out of all the consoles, right?
That's business, though.
That's just business, though.
No, I mean, I know that's business. I'm just saying, let's be clear. This isn't about survival. This is about money.
In a way, it is about survival, because think of when PlayStation Now got that price drop. It was literally what's coming out in a month from now? Stadia. So they had to do something, and then Microsoft already talking about having like Xbox Cloud available pretty soon on mobile phones.
I thought we already established that Stadia isn't going to do shit.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's they don't want to lose out. They don't want to get taken anywhere. Like they need that revenue. That's just straight revenue. Ain't nobody. There's no physical.
It's just are capping hard for Sony right now.
I'm not capping hard. It's just business sense.
No, it's not. It's business. It's capitalism to make as much money, but it is not a need. Let's be clear. It's not a need. It's
I feel like they don't need to. They've always been good on their exclusives and shit. So like, I don't see why they feel like they need to.
They don't need to unless Stadia is proven.
But the thing is though, like PlayStation Plus is a gateway to owning a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5. You're only going to be streaming 720p. Yeah, you played that game, depending on your internet. So it's just a way to get people to come over to the PlayStation.
You talking about PlayStation Now?
Damn, this sounds familiar. Like Microsoft.
You literally just said that Jim Ryan, his whole purpose is he wants people to be able to download and access PlayStation games on other systems. In my opinion, that kills value. PC. PC. Okay. But like even still, that does kill value. I mean, look at how many people will get a Switch because everybody knows you're not getting Nintendo games.
I'm not for that shit. I'm just saying that's what they want to do. Ain't nobody capping for them. So I know where you're coming from with that.
No, you were capping by saying it was a need and trying really hard to sell
that narrative. I said that this is what they're going to do. Go back and listen again before you open your mouth, man. Did I say that they need to do this? Or I said that this is something that they thought they needed to do.
Doctor, you need a tampon?
So that's the direction.
I ain't gonna lie.
Candace for all the smoke today.
Johnny,
got her brass knuckles on.
She done seen the Joker. She's feeling like him today. Damn. Shout out to Taurus Ingram. He said, no company take their competitors for granted. You could be up today and down tomorrow. Every day is about survival and business.
True.
And we don't know about Stadia yet. Remember in the beginning of this generation, we were saying that digital wasn't going to pop off like that. Now, how many people buy games digitally?
They ain't got nothing to do with Stadia. Ain't Stadia streaming?
Yeah, it's straight streaming.
People have been already jumping on it.
Nah, downloading digitally and streaming is two different things.
I've already said people talking about they gonna try it out and they're gonna jump on it because
that's gonna be trash.
You guys,
their bandwidth has to be high as fuck. Y'all know that,
There's
right?
a lot of people that's talking about jumping over to PS Now because of that price point. So that type of shit brings.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, they jump on it until they see what's going on, and then they're gonna jump right off of that bullshit.
Netflix is still not making money. Like
you see people playing God of War on their laptops.
Yo, I seen that shit. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, yo, shout outs to Architect, I think 617. He said, "Hey, late as fuck, but what's good? Keep up the excellence. Hit the like button, people." Shout outs to Archie for the different colors, man. We don't see that color often, man. Shout outs to you, player.
Hey, man,
There's somebody I know that's a young dude.
Huh?
Like he don't got a job, so he can't.
What?
Yeah, somebody I game with. Like he don't have a job, so he can't really like upgrade his computer to play like the games we play, or he can't buy like a PS3 or something like that. So like what he do is he get on that Nvidia, what's it called? Nvidia
Shield?
that Nvidia streaming joint. And that's how he play
GeForce streaming.
Yeah, and he say it runs really good, so that's what he play like.
It does. I use that sometimes when when I'm outside my gazebo. I'll be out there watching. I'll be out there. This nigga. I had thought about what I was like. I forgot what type of niggas I'm around. Like, damn, I was around my wife there. I thought I was around my wife first. I was like,
I used to say gazebo ironically at Coachella.
Yeah, I'll be out there. I use it sometimes. I use the stream link and what's the Samsung thing that just came out, the Play Link. I use that sometimes.
Sound like black bond and shit, my gazebo. Black bond and saying shit when I'm outside in my gazebo.
Nah, he be all, you outside playing games, you a fucking cool, you clown.
Hey, don't Black Bond sound like Ken Kniff from the Eminem skits?
No.
Go back and listen to Bond.
It sound like his tongue.
I never made that connection until you just said that.
Like, I
nail on the head,
that's what it sounds like. It's like,
Hey, yo, you know what's crazy about that, right?
No.
Bond always talk about fat
That nigga got a lisp, don't he?
Hey, he always talk about fat people and shit, but he got an overweight tongue. That's crazy.
Oh shit!
Somebody put clowns in the fucking it made that shit even funnier.
Hey, yo, between Hard 8 and Rabbit Slab, though, I can't take it.
Probably make the movie funnier hearing jokers.
Nigga say you got an overweight tongue.
oh shit.
Yo,
I know what I used to watch. I used to watch Hard 8's old videos and that fucking laugh. It sounded like that Wicked Witch off the Wizard of Oz.
Shit.
That shit funny to me shit at the beginning of the gin when he was coming for everybody. Holy shit, that was hilarious.
Nobody used to tell people to shut the fuck up. That's just funny as hell.
Yes.
Yo, shout out to motherfucking Stank Ball, man. He said, shout out to the cast. I'm done. Said the boy had an overweight tongue. Podcast stay lit. Shout out to Stank Ball.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Key too. He said, what up, though? Y'all late as hell, but we in here. AGS support gang.
Bomb about to ask for that invite in a second.
Oh my God. That shit was funny as fuck.
Like, hold on, what did I hear about these people talking about?
Doesn't hear you fucking clown.
You know he gonna be in the comment section. He gonna bring up the W. Just so you know. That's what he said in the chat.
He did say that.
The people that were in our chat that day, I've never seen them since. That wasn't no dub. That was a sidestep. Quit playing.
Oh shit!
I mean, I'm just over here on the
maybe you thought it was trying to be a friend, but other than that,
hey, this man said give Black Bond some hay. Oh my God.
I didn't get it at first. I was late on that.
Oh shit.
So, all right. So, let me see what else we got to talk about, man. Oh, you got Damian Lillard and Shaq is going.
I
forgot to look into that.
Oh shit! What happened?
Shaq dropped Shaq dropped a joint, and then Damian Lillard then came back with two so far. Shaq has responded and said that he's coming. So,
wait, Shaq rapping it?
Yeah, you late on this. Yeah,
you late?
Yeah, they're getting busy. They really getting busy.
Yeah, I had a lot going on.
That boy, let me tell you something. Damian Lillard, hands down, is the nicest dude to rap who actually plays the game. He's better than everybody before him. But as far as accomplishments, he ain't never gonna touch Shaq. That's why I thought his diss was a little bit too extra, like disrespectful. Because he's talking about Shaq's rings and this and that. And dog, you play for Portland. Like you never gonna win.
Yeah, you ain't winning shit.
Nah, this nigga told Shaq all the money in the world and then traded you for Penny. I was like, nah, that bar was hard.
I like the first response from Damian Lillard. The second one was okay. The
second one was okay. Yeah,
the first one was nice. I like the beat. The first one was nice. Shaq a legend though. He got a song with Biggie, Can't Stop the Rain. I ain't trying to hear nothing. But Shaq said he coming, so we're gonna see what happens. As far as on the court, we know he shouldn't even mention. Damian Lillard shouldn't mention nothing about Shaq or nothing about bad.
Oh hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know, people really shouldn't always open their mouth, so that's not really amazing.
No, Shaq came at him, so
nah, he came.
Shaq needs some better audio quality on his fucking song.
Yeah, he came at Shaq first. I forgot it was on like some interview or something.
He came at Shaq first, right?
Yeah, because he said that when people look at Shaq, they just see Shaq rapping. They don't really see him like as a rapper or some shit like that. And then that's what started.
Those are young people. Those are young people. The fuck you mean you don't see Shaq as a rapper?
Shaq is the first and only.
Yeah,
he got gold plaques and platinum plaques like nobody else who's been in athletics has done that as far as musically. So I don't know. It just sounds like a little bit of shade.
Exactly.
He said that when people, in terms of rapping, when they look at Shaq, they just see Shaq rapping. They don't see an actual rapper. It's just, oh, that's Shaq rapping. So he's pretty much saying it. You get what I'm saying?
Like, what made him say that?
Right, like, he's not real.
They were saying.
I think they was asking if like who's the best like rapper like in sports or some shit like that.
You know what he sounds like right now? He sounds like Lord Jamar. He sounds like I hate it.
So you said?
That's
so
what
he
that
said.
sounds like.
Whoa, hold up. He's not. Nah, hold up. Nah, you wild.
So what you saying? So he said that people don't look at Shaq as like being a rapper. They just look at him. As like
they just see Shaq rapping. They just see Shaq rapping.
Yeah.
Shaq got more plaques. Shaq got plaques though.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It just seemed like Lillard is throwing a little shade, man. I don't know why, but he's definitely a dope MC. There's no doubt about that. Lillard got bars, but coming at Shaq on his accomplishment. Oh, Shaq cooked him.
Yeah.
I want Shaq.
To be clear, I'm not saying that Lillard bars, because you know Lord Jamar. No, that's what I'm gonna explain. Because Lord Jamar won't respond because he can't respond. But I'm talking about the fact like it just seems petty, like it seems clout chasing to me, and that's what I meant by Lord Jamar.
No, I don't think so.
Lord Jamar, you know who Lord Jamar is, right?
Yeah,
I know Lord Jamar from Vlad TV.
You know he's in a
and he got records too.
You know he's from a legendary group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's part of a legendary group. You do know that, don't you?
I do know that.
What's the name of that legendary
group? Yeah, Brand Nubian is a legendary.
Oh, you shouldn't have told her. She ain't know.
Yeah, like come on, like
well, I was gonna say, what was I don't. It's Nubian something, right? Is it Brand Nubian?
She don't know no better. She don't know
Brand
no better.
Nubian.
She don't know no better. Right then and there. That's just
I don't. I'm not going to say that I listened to the group, but I did know that he's from a good group.
You can't say that's a Lord Jamar. You don't know no better.
I'm talking about how he's acting with Eminem only. I'm not talking about his music career. I'm talking about the fact that he, like, every time he do an interview, he feel the need to talk about Eminem. That's all I'm talking about.
Okay.
No, Lord Jamar actually is criticized.
He has.
Other artists.
Yeah, I mean, they actually bring
it's
up
not
Eminem.
just Eminem. But
they bring up Eminem a lot of the times too.
They bring
up Eminem.
Didn't he go at Young Ma?
He went at a gang of people.
He went at Lil Yachty. He went at Lil Yachty.
I know he said he don't like. He won't ride around listening to female rappers, but that wasn't just.
Who said that?
Lord Jamar.
Oh, yeah, he did say that.
He can't see himself riding.
I mean, I don't do that either. I roll my windows up.
Oh, you say something?
I kind of agree with him on that. I roll my windows if a female got a hot song on my window.
You know that nigga is in Atlanta. He don't want nobody trying to holler. No niggas trying to holler.
Look at this motherfucker.
God damn.
Yo.
Speaking of that, did y'all listen to Young?
Hey, Atlanta ain't all gay, man.
I listened to like 2 tracks. I didn't listen to.
Oh, all right. I fucks with Young Ma.
I like her freestyle. Her freestyle was
on fire though.
like, yeah,
she. I like her.
I actually haven't even heard anything from Young Ma. I don't think.
Come on, you heard the.
She could spit.
She ain't got short hair. Candace don't like it. She ain't got short hair.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she need to have a
Yeah, she got grills and all that other type of shit.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
She had a boy cut. You
I mean,
listened to it already.
His first album,
And
or
she gotta
Foxy
have
Brown.
decent sized titties. What's your?
I definitely only like.
Whoa.
Yeah, Candace like big titties and a short cut.
I thought y'all.
I do. That's the only factual statement y'all just said out of all that bullshit.
Shortcut and big titties. That's what Candace like.
But hold on, it has to be real. Please don't.
Oh, the titties gotta be real.
If you got,
Like y'all be fighting
fake
about
shit.
who on top first. I don't know.
Fighting? Nah. if that's your role, please.
Oh man, they be doing the scissors.
Oh shit.
Nah, I'm not gonna force the top. That's you can call me a well, actually you very well could call me a switch hitter. So
Up in Beavers.
Well,
God damn.
Candace is too fun. Do you prefer cock or pussy, Candace?
Why you say it like that?
The white boy way too. You like
He put so much emphasis. I saw that.
Put hella emphasis on that shit. God damn.
right now, like I'm gonna start choking. Oh God!
Hey, Tara, they been watching.
I wasn't ready.
Tell you my name.
I wasn't ready.
Yo, I visibly saw the word when he said it, dog. That was
Jesus.
That shit's hilarious, yo. That word's hilarious.
Hey man, and that shit is.
Speaking of jokes, the first time that he had a laugh outburst, I thought that shit was hilarious. I was like, what the fuck?
Shit. Oh yeah.
That shit was funny. Hey, shout outs to Master. He said fake titties for the look, real for the feel. All right.
Nah, fake. They don't even look good.
Well, he probably mean in a bra and a shirt.
They look good.
Oh, okay.
They can look good in a bra and a shirt.
They feel hard as shit.
Yeah, kind of. But once you see them out of a bra, you realize they hold in that like weird ass balloon form. That's
when they look baggy on the side. I remember.
Oh yeah, they be looking crazy on the side. Yeah, they be looking crazy.
Yeah, they be looking baggy as shit on the side.
Yeah, that's when the bag drop down.
And they hard too. They feel hard.
They look like, you know what they
Y'all
look like when you
remember
put too
when
much
Pamela
water on them.
Anderson had to get hers removed? I think didn't she have to get hers removed? Somebody had to get theirs removed because it was leaking or some shit.
Oh shit.
Crazy.
Anyway, I think
You talking about K. Michelle?
no, it was a while. Like it was wild
Pamela had a
though.
problem with hers too. Pamela had a problem.
I mean, I'm not throwing shots because she really woke. And to answer your question, I don't know. It's kind of fucked up, but I see dudes as like purely sexual objects, you know?
Damn.
Whereas I see like chicks as, you know,
More than
Damn,
that.
Melon, you wouldn't even have to take her out. Melon, you was a nut.
What you talking about, nigga? Hey man.
Yo, she just wanted you to
You
pull
ain't even
up.
gotta take it on a date.
You know what I mean? That's all she wanted was you to pull up and use you as a sexual object. You was a nut.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up, man.
no, it's fucked up what Hard8 is trying to say because I was not. I mean, let's be real with Melon. That wasn't gonna happen.
Oh shit! Damn, Melon, my bad.
Oh man, hey, it's all good,
She
man.
was drunk. She was drunk. She definitely-
I was not even propositioning him, Hard8. Stop creating stories.
You was like, when the next time you gonna be in LA? You ain't say that.
No. I don't even remember what I fucking said, so I know you don't.
Okay, what did you say? What did you say, Candace?
I just said I don't remember,
No,
so
and
I know
remember.
you
You
don't.
was like, Melon, when the next time you gonna
You
be
don't.
in LA? Listen, what? Okay, I'm gonna break it down.
Stop it.
We was talking about weed and all that shit, and Melon was saying some shit like he wanted to try some LA weed or some shit like that.
Oh, I remember.
And
I was
Melon,
gonna
and you was
smoke
Oh,
like,
him
now she
out.
remembers. Oh, now she remembers.
So now you remember?
I was gonna smoke him out.
Oh, yeah, you was gonna suck him out. Fuck out of here.
You
him out.
Hard8, can you for 1 second take your brain out of Pornhub or some shit? Like,
Listen,
life exists outside of porn. I don't know if you know that.
Candace,
There's
your
more
voice
to life
got
than
low. your voice had got low and everything. You was like,
Shut up.
You was like, so when the next time you're gonna be in LA? Like,
What?
Blushing right now.
You know
She
what?
blushing right, God.
What you say? No, stop.
all right, we're
Y'all
gonna
need
move
to
on.
stop.
We're gonna move on. Anyway, who y'all got on?
This nigga Drew.
Wow,
Nigga, this nigga got the house to
Hey,
himself.
Drew high as fuck right now.
Drew high again.
Drew high as
Oh,
fuck. That's how you can tell he high. He be laughing
Drew,
loud as
you
fuck.
a lightweight for real. You
Yeah.
be laughing
Talk about
like
lightweight. I'm
Smoked
not.
a pound. You don't know how much you smoked. He could have smoked a pound.
I didn't
and
smoke
if he
nothing.
smoked a pound and he that affected, he's still a lightweight, bro. It's called tolerance.
Look, I'm sober.
Hold on, Candace. You
I
sound
don't
like you
believe
need
you.
rehab, Candace. You sound like you need rehab. For real. But anyway, Damian Lillard, Shaq, who y'all got winning at when it's all said and done? Shaq did say he's coming back. So what y'all got?
Shaq.
I haven't heard Lillard, so I don't.
I'm fucking with Lillard right now.
But
Shaq just need to upgrade his quality. Then I could.
Hey, dude.
I'm a Shaq fangirl though, so I'm gonna give him the W whether it's him or not. So
All right.
You gonna give him the W without listening to the bars?
I'm gonna listen to it. I'm just saying I'm a Shaq fangirl, so I will be biased towards him.
All right, you got it.
Okay, well, right now Lillard's up 1-0. Definitely up.
Yeah, Shaq quality be trash.
That second one was kind of weak, so Shaq come back, but right now
I think it's 1-1 right now.
1-1.
I think Shaq's first response was cool, and I think Lillard first response was cool, but that second one was lukewarm.
So how much time Shaq got?
I mean, Shaq ain't a rapper, so I don't really. I mean, if he come back and as long as it's fire, it's
he
fire.
got bars.
Yeah,
We ain't doing the Meek.
Rain with the Black Thought in Common. If y'all ever heard that, go listen to that one, Sunshine. He definitely do his thing. Yeah, Shaq can he can rap. He can rap. He got bars.
So we'll see how this develops. Also, man, they supposed to be coming out with a New Jack City reboot.
Nah.
Wow.
Oh, word?
Oh no.
Oh, I gotta see that.
I saw the topic.
Yo said he got
They don't need to do that.
They don't need to do that. They really don't.
Why are they doing this? Are they trying to use the same actors or what?
Nah.
What they did with what you call it?
No, it's a reboot.
You saw what they did with Superfly, that ATL shit.
Wait, say that
That
again?
Superfly shit.
Yeah, that was trash.
Nah.
They're gonna make that shit a comedy.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
Ravish, I could barely hear you. What'd you say?
Ravish, your mic messing up.
Oh,
Yeah, what'd you say?
My mic. Oh,
Yeah, we didn't hear
I
anything.
said they messed up.
Still can't hear you.
Oh no, my bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, no, they messed up the Superfly film. They redid that one, and that was like a blaxploitation classic. So if they redo it, I don't know, man. I think we kind of passed the whole drug thing or whatever, shoot 'em up shit. So they probably should have rebooted it like 10 years ago. But now, I don't think they need to. I think they.
Yeah, that shit ain't.
They're gonna try and make it timely, and it's just they need to stop. In my opinion, all of these reboots. Well, I mean, it's not a new thing. I've been pissed at these reboots since they started. Like, you got people out here like, "Oh, that's a reboot? I didn't know." Like, that's trash. This movie's trash. Go watch the original. Remaster it. Do what you got to do. You don't need to remake it.
Yeah,
Hollywood need to stop that bullshit.
I don't know. This ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Nah.
It's not gonna work.
Nah,
They trying to do juice and everything. Yo.
They trying to redo everything, man. It's not gonna work. How about y'all just come up with some new ideas, Hollywood? We don't like that.
Hollywood getting lazy as fuck, dog.
Like, how about we get a new horror movie, like a real one? Stop.
Like a new slasher, a good one.
We don't want to see it.
No, fuck slasher. I said a new horror.
I'd rather see a new slasher though, because them, you know, the regular horror movies they do is like those supernatural ones. They all be like PG-13.
That's why I said a good.
Huh.
You don't want the smoke,
Go
Tick.
ahead.
Just let it ride, Tick. You don't want that smoke.
Yeah, I don't want the smoke. I'm gonna leave it alone, bro.
She on fire today.
Time of the month.
Yeah,
You got it,
I'm
Candace.
telling you, the Joker gave us
Oreo.
This nigga.
I mean, I don't understand. Why so sensitive and mad?
All right, let's talk
As
about.
Joker would say, why so serious?
No, that's what the goat would say. Quote that new guy.
I said Joker.
What that
I
new
didn't
guy say that was hot?
Joaquin's Joker.
What did the new guy say that was hot though?
I don't even think he said.
Exactly. My man got quotables. My man got quotables.
Oh, you didn't think I was gonna say
that 2008?
something?
The 2008 goat got quotables. That's all I gotta say. Let's talk about Amber.
But that's life is a.
Hey man, look. This new joke. Well, not the new
we
joker,
ain't talking
but
about that no more, Cyclops.
is like,
No, we done with that.
I'm just saying. Okay, all right.
We already passed that. We ain't going no more spoilers and none of that. Okay, go ahead.
It ain't no spoiler.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying he's like the evolution of what this.
He's not. Stop it.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. Go play that fake ass Mario Kart in your car. No.
Heartache, just so you know, there's one person who wants you to go back to Weapon Wheel. They want you to.
Huh?
They want you to what?
Bring Ravish.
Yeah, they want apparently Heart8 and Ravish. I just thought that was funny.
I mean, it'd be a funny show, but yeah, it's all good. Whenever they ready, man, we can do it.
Ravish, you can't go over there.
Ravish,
not. You for sure welcome.
What?
That's gonna be crazy.
You and your BFF gonna fight the whole time.
Hey man, I like Jack Move, man. Jack Move is my guy.
They probably preemptively blocked you.
Jack Move ain't blocked me, man. Me and Jack is good. Hey, Jack is good people.
We got to talk about Amber Guyger.
Do we? Oh God, that bitch. I mean, it's not even her fault.
And that coon.
Hey, I can't. She won't let me talk. Like, thank you. Damn.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Go see the Joker again. This shit crazy. Calm your ass down. You know what he did in that movie too? He was quiet and he listened when other people was talking.
I'm not the Joker.
When Murray was talking, he was quiet. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Murray.
All right. Amber Guyger was convicted of murder. She went into a black man's apartment and murdered him, and said that it was a mistake and she didn't know where the fuck she was at. All this other dumb shit. She was found guilty of murder. A lot of people was excited to hear that. We thought that we finally was going to get justice, or that black people as a whole was finally going to get justice. But of course that didn't happen, because when she got sentenced, she only got 10 fucking years. 5 to 10 years at that, because she's going to get out in 5.
Don't be eligible for parole.
So, motherfuckers was hugging each other. They was hugging the bitch and doing their hair and all that. When the brother wanted to hug her, like the way she was so hyped to hug him, I was like, you don't get this fake shit the fuck out of here. But anyway, the dad want to be her friend and all this goofy shit.
All of them was tap dancing.
Yeah, they was definitely.
It was cooning.
They was cooning like a mother.
They was tap dancing so fucking hard, like goddamn.
Then you gotta
they put on
give her a
show.
Bible. Come on.
Also, one of the key witnesses just got murdered.
Yeah.
Shot in the mouth, in the chest. This is not a coincidence.
Yeah.
No. Right.
Yeah, this is crazy,
bro.
I think the family.
So, but go ahead.
They might
one at a time. Let's talk about this. Candace, you didn't talk enough. We're not gonna start with you.
Okay, what?
Go ahead, Tick. What you got to say, player?
Just anybody.
Tick,
go aside.
you there?
I was gonna say that I think the family got paid handsomely. I think the family just got paid handsomely. And, yeah, that's the reason why they're acting like that, giving her hugs and shit like that. And it still gets weird to me. It's just weird that somebody would shoot your kid and your brother, and you want to be their friend and give her a hug like that. Like,
yeah, that shit's weird, man. That shit's weird. They also had 2 of the jurors that said one was a black girl, one was a white dude. The way they were talking, it seemed like she was the victim rather than the person that got murdered. You know what I mean? That's the way they was treating it. They couldn't give her 28 years and all this extra
shit.
And you had the white dude, the white jury, calling him the man by his nickname like he knew him. It's a lot with this shit, man.
I got a question. Did any of y'all like watch this trial?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I watched the whole trial, like the entire last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, and like every time this bitch, I mean, this is all like trained. Every time that she was up on stage, fucking when defense would ask her questions, she'd start crying. Then when prosecution asked her questions, nothing. And like, so like, oh yeah, she's really trying to go with that sympathy route.
The whole thing was staged. It was obvious. I believe this was a coordinated effort between prosecution, the DA, all that shit. They didn't want to try her to begin with. So if they paid the family off, honestly, that makes them even bigger fucking coons. Because this chick, out of all the cops, we could have got.
Yo, did you hear what the dad said? Did y'all hear what the dad said? The dad was like, "Oh, I want to eventually."
Friend, right?
Like, what the fuck? Oh my
You trying to fuck when she get out? That's all.
She did have a little cupcake for a white girl. She definitely had a little cupcake. But
there are way too many white people out there to try and get with the chick who killed your son in cold blood.
What do y'all think about the witness that got killed? Y'all think that was random?
Yeah, this is
fuck no.
Yeah,
no. Fuck
definitely. No. I want to say this. This definitely wasn't random. Shout out to Gabriel Berrymont. He said the whole situation makes me uneasy. Something ain't right for real. For real. The problem with, especially in this country, with black people as a whole, we never receive compassion, but yet we're expected to give it. Right. And so this whole show, even the two witnesses that Hard8 was referring to, they showed leniency because of the family. See, the family was in there, you know, with the I don't know if that nigga's a shit packer with it. He looks sweet. But and then the father, what they did, they made it, they enabled the juror to give her this light sentence. Then you have the bailiff combing her hair, you got the judge crying, and this is some post-traumatic slave disorder. This is mammying and cooning. Oh, look, massa. Oh, no, we can't do this for her. No, we can't give her that. Like, these niggas are so submissive.
No,
and
it's
fucking
true, though.
It makes us look like a joke. This is crazy. Like, this bitch just killed. Imagine, no, for real. Imagine if it had been a black man who broke into this white woman's apartment and shot her in cold blood.
He would have died.
He received 10 years?
All I'm saying is my man TK got like 80 something years. Yo, free my man TK, man. He ain't get no hug and no Bible.
Same state. They get that man. How many? Hey, Tick, didn't he give him like 28 years?
I got way more than that.
He got 45.
They ain't even done with him yet.
Yeah. Like 55.
Then he got another case.
Still got more cases.
And he didn't even pull the trigger. He didn't even pull the trigger.
Didn't they say they was dating at some point? The officer and the dude?
Nah,
dating?
she
Nah.
She was cheating. She was having an affair with a married man, though, or something like that.
With her partner.
You know, my biggest problem is like, why is this nigga door in the middle of the night? Like, so I mean,
I thought about that too. I was like, why wasn't his door locked? I didn't think about
like the first thing I do when I walk to the door
is lock it.
Someone.
No, when you
That
live in
depends
like
on the
places
neighborhood
like
you're in. My
Dallas
door will be
and
unlocked.
Austin, a lot of white people do leave their doors open.
But that nigga ain't white, he black.
No,
it don't matter when you live in a white neighborhood.
That depends on the neighborhood. Sometimes my door's unlocked.
I'm in a white
neighborhood.
Nah, I'm in a white neighborhood. And
I went up to a girl's
place. I don't leave my door unlocked. Sometimes by accident.
My door be unlocked.
I don't, but I've been to a person's house where I'm like, you don't lock your door, and she was like, nah, I never lock my doors. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, I always lock my door. Don't make no mistake about it. But there are people that live in these communities that will definitely start feeling like, hey, I'm part of this community. I'm gonna leave my door unlocked too. Fuck it.
Yeah,
like,
I heard. I have family that do that, and I think
I guess
kick that nigga door in. Who knows?
Problem.
I guess I leave my door unlocked throughout the day, but at night I close it.
My brother be doing the same shit, and he got a family. I'm like, dude, lock your. He's like, he lives in Colorado. He's like, look, there's nothing but white people around. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Lock your door, man.
They can still kill us.
I don't really like to call like people coons and shit, but this family, in my opinion, they're like, if you look up the definition, you're gonna see all of them and the judge, because what they did more harm to all of us. Because the next time some cop kills us, they're gonna be looking at us like, oh, you forgive Amber. Why can't you forgive her? Why can't you get over it? Black lives don't matter.
Yep.
You'll get over it. You'll hug the killer. Like, you did us. Like, are you serious?
Already happened in Baltimore.
I blame religion.
Oh my God! I knew.
Let's go there.
Look. I'm Christian, and I would not let that go. I don't care.
I am too. I am too. I wouldn't either.
I am too,
and I wouldn't either.
That's the difference, though. That's the difference about like your faith in Christianity. These people, unless they're lying, they're basically saying that they can turn the cheek on anything.
That's extreme.
Fuck that shit.
No, but there are a lot of people who will say that they turn the cheek, and in practice they will, but they will resent the fuck out of you because the Bible tells them that they're supposed to do it, and even though they so it makes, in my opinion, it encourages victimhood.
Nah, there's plenty of white people who are Christians that never will turn the cheek, especially if it's someone black. And same thing with blacks. Blacks are hard as nails. Real quick. Blacks will definitely be hard as nails on other blacks, and when it's a white person, we're expected to turn the other cheek. So it's some bullshit. Christianity, fuck that bullshit. It goes out the window, man. That's bullshit. This isn't some.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. you good? I just want to say faith-based or whatever. There's plenty of people that are the Klansmen are Christians, so that's bullshit. But go ahead.
Yeah, like white dude that killed his whole family. Like I watched the trial.
Which one?
Being convicted.
Yeah, it's been a few of them.
Which
Killed his two. Like, I forgot his name, but he killed his 2 daughters and killed his wife, and then tried to hide it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I watched his trial, and when he was convicted, like her family stood up and was pretty much. They were like, yeah, they were Christians. They were telling that man like, yo, you're gonna burn in hell for this.
Hey, let me read this super chat. Shout outs to the urban legend. He said, this whole situation is messed up and sad. I wish none of this happened, but Amber Guyger can still get the pipe, though. Not even going to lie.
Really? Y'all find her attractive?
Really,
Wow.
nigga? Yo, she looked like a white. She looked like a white female Lil Wayne, dog. Like, stop.
Like she
like Brie
looked
Larson.
fuck like 100%.
The fuck?
And you put a couple face tats on that bitch and a tat. I mean, piercing. Yeah, that's
Is that dude drunk?
Yeah,
You think? Because when you drunk, people look better.
You probably looked at that little cupcake she had when she got the hug from the brother.
Man, that face is gone. No, that's I'm good.
Hey,
too many pretty Beckys out here, man.
Did y'all see the meme photo of the son grabbing her ass while hugging her?
I saw that shit. That shit was funny. It looked real.
What?
There's also a $100,000 reward. There's a $100,000 reward for the killer of the witness that just got killed yesterday.
Oh shit!
It's another cop. It was a cop.
It was a cop.
100% it was a cop.
Or they paid some low down scum black dude to do it.
Oh, that's actually more likely to try and throw off the trail.
Try and throw it off, yeah.
The Jesse Smollett action.
He definitely was targeted, just like the person that
filmed.
Just like the person that filmed the situation. She lost her credentials.
She got fired.
And all that. Yeah, so
this happens though. Like the dude. I think the dude who filmed, was it Philando Castillo? He's in jail now.
Yeah.
He has been in jail while the cops got off. And all he did was film it.
Let's go on to something a little bit more positive. What do y'all think is going to happen? How do y'all think black films is going to move forward with the new inclusion of Tyler Perry's studio? As far as we know that the studio lot of Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Fox, and Sony could fit inside Tyler Perry's studio at the same time, and there would still be 60 acres left to spare. And it was built on a former Confederate Army base.
You love to see it.
Wow.
They got like a tour video up. That thing looked amazing, dog. Like,
there's some people that are hot. Oh, I love it.
And
you have a big ass studio, but if you don't got the talent, the cameras, and all that to film,
100%.
You can have as big a studio as you got. That's cool. Let's see what you produce now.
Sound like you're a hater on this black man.
Yeah, a lot of.
Like, this is a black man.
That's being fair. No, I'm not gonna just say that. Oh, awesome for him. Like, here it comes.
His movies look good. They look clean.
I don't know about all that.
They look good and clean. As far as camera work go and all that. I mean, the technical parts of it.
I think they look clean.
Any artists, it's hard for me to say that word. I haven't seen anything created like artist work type, like movie, like artistry.
You mean like
artistry? I have a hard time saying that. We got this big studio. We'll see what happens. That's what I mean. What's going to happen going forward? You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure he's going to be producing all types of shit now.
I hope he really propagates black talent, like really, like what are they called? The writers and the producers and the directors that haven't.
Yeah, Peel.
We have that.
Yeah, but I thought you guys said that Peel don't actually hire any black people from the.
Doesn't.
I think Ravish.
He said he's not gonna put any white people as his leads.
Yeah. But Tyler Perry
Ravish.
always been.
Somebody said
Tyler Perry always been all black though, kind of.
You know no, we've had. Listen, this is a step in the right direction, and I think Tyler Perry is very intelligent. We've had BET for years, and that didn't really work out, too well. I mean, it definitely launched a few careers and stuff. Well, it was before it was owned by Viacom. You do know that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
So it was
talking
owned, but now, no, it's not. But before, I'm talking about the history of we've kind of done stuff like this before. You got guys like Coogler, Duvernay, the brother who did Get Out, the Peele, Jordan Peele. But like to what Dark Cloud said, you can have the studios, just in Sony, and I guess you could say Disney, Universal, and all that. They've had that, but you got to have the right writers, talent, and personnel, and it could pop off. And I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's a step in the right direction for blacks to have their own studio in places where they don't have to feel like they need to go conform to Hollywood. But I will say there's different avenues as well, like Netflix and shit like that. I think Netflix is going to be like the next big thing.
Hey, did y'all see that?
Is my mic too low?
Somebody, they're saying that in the chat, but you
sound good, huh?
Hey, did anybody see that?
I got it turned all the way up. I don't know. Is my mic low in the chat? Do I sound low? Y'all can let me know.
I only saw one person say that. Maybe their stuff is low. Oh, really?
Yeah.
The chat, let us know. Hey, do he sound low or do he still sound like a big head Philly nigga? Let me.
They're saying yes, you sound low, so maybe you need to do it.
Pasadena hater, man. It's crazy.
Hey, didn't y'all see that Will Smith and fucking Jay-Z are gonna get together and make a movie about Emmett Till?
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
That's good.
I'm still waiting for the Savior film, man. The guy who founded the Nation of Islam, W.D. Farad.
You know what they need to do? They need to make a movie about the Central Park 5 because
they already got a movie about the Central Park 5.
They got that series on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
They made that.
It's on Netflix.
But I meant like a real like movie because. Like, I feel like this Amber Guyger shit, like, so many people, when black people aren't even guilty, will call for the death penalty. But when
like our fucking president. Yeah.
Without a doubt, very guilty, they're like, no, just bless and move on. Nah, fuck that shit. We need to remind people what was done, what continues to be done.
Did you watch that show, Candace?
Yeah.
No, because I already know the fucking history, and I'm not trying to be pissed for no reason.
So why you want them to do another movie that you don't plan on watching?
I just stopped watching it.
Because it's not for me. It's not for the people who already know. It's
but
for
there's
the
a
people
show
who
that's
don't
very
know.
popular and millions have watched it.
Okay.
This is us. The story about the.
You should check it out on Netflix.
The show goes deeper into each story. A movie's not going to have that much time.
I didn't say it was going to be a deep dive. I just want more people to be exposed to the goddamn story. A movie is advertised on television. A movie gets more exposure.
So
Things
is that.
on Netflix.
So is that show. That show's advertised everywhere as well.
That joint was very advertised, Candace.
Everywhere.
I'm just saying, there's different markets that movies, that mainstream.
There are movies that get advertised and nobody watches.
There are different markets that movies will be able to reach that are.
You sound like arguing today, Candace. I don't want to argue with you today.
No, I don't know why y'all felt the need over what I just said.
No, because you were trying to say like it's not. It would be more advertised if it was a movie, and we're telling you.
I just
that
said
it had
would be
big
nice to
advertising.
have something else. Y'all acting like just because there's a TV show, there can't be a movie.
I think you just didn't know there was a TV show.
It is a movie.
No, yes, I did know there was a TV show. Why
You just said you didn't.
sound
Surprised. You were surprised. Like, oh, I
we
forgot
talked
that there was.
about the TV show on the podcast. Don't expose yourself.
Nigga, you taking an L today,
hold on,
son.
man.
You
Let me
taking
get to
a
the
capital
super
L?
chat.
You want me to get you a shirt with an L on it?
So, do you want me to go back and find when did that TV show come out? All we got to do is go back to the podcast.
But you didn't even watch it. Yeah, we
Let me read
talked
the
about
super
it,
chat,
but
man.
you
We
didn't
ain't
even
trying to
watch
argue with
it.
Candace. Listen, man.
Super chat, man. Fall back, Candace.
Shout out to Brandon Young. You said, are y'all going to see Gemini Man? I am not going to go see Gemini.
They already got the HD version on them sites.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, damn, it's already out?
I don't know.
It's already out on them sites.
Man, you know about that stealing.
Yeah, Drew be looking, goddammit. Drew.
Hey, man, look. I already got it.
Drew,
I got that. It's chapter 2. I got all that shit.
Oh, yeah, for the record.
You Will Smith fanboy, huh?
I meant to bring this up when we was talking about the Joker, but it made $93 million for the weekend, and it's the biggest opening in October. So it beat out Venom, and before that, Gravity. So yeah, bravo, it's amazing. So, Life and Time podcast, he said there's a difference between being naive and being religious. Vengeance and justice. Cases are used as examples for change. Example, Brown versus Board of Education. Sad. Judge is being investigated. All right.
Yeah, the judge is being investigated.
Oh,
actually.
shit, okay.
Yeah,
He should be investigated.
Complaint against her.
Hugging the motherfucker and shit.
But yeah, we're not going to see Gemini Man. I mean, some people are. Psycho, you going to see it?
I'm gonna see it.
Anybody else want to see Gemini Man?
I'm gonna see him.
It's like
I ain't
doing
seen
bad
that
on
shit.
Rotten
I don't think I'm gonna see it.
It's doing real bad on Rotten Tomatoes.
Drew, where you get it from?
Hey man, I'll tell you about it on
Don't expose
podcast.
Candace, you don't know what Gemini Man is, right? Yeah, you probably don't. So
what the
Get him, Candace.
shit?
What is that?
God damn.
somebody said support black actors, man.
Y'all trying really. DC, you Hurtsy, you trying really hard. Stop.
Oh,
Nobody heard. Hey, nice trying to reverse psychology. You done lost.
Nice try on.
Nice trying to reverse psychology.
I'm sorry, y'all. Did
Hey,
y'all
you
hear
can
him
try
hurt?
to use. You can try that shit. It ain't happening today, homie.
All you
Fall
gotta
back.
do is scroll up
Learn
in
to
the
take.
The facts are there. They don't care about.
What feeling up? Been facts, Candace. You've been chatting all day. Did you eat your Wheaties?
Did I
Yes.
eat my Wheaties?
What
I haven't
you
had
don't
anything
understand
today, but
is she saw Arthur and the way he acting, and now she's feeling good because she can relate.
oh, I didn't even know what the fuck you were talking about when you kept saying Arthur.
I know, because you probably didn't
You're
pay attention to the movie. That's why. I know.
Shit.
No, it's just I didn't realize. I
She's
thought I
thinking-
didn't know.
She's thinking of Red Dead.
I really was, honestly.
I don't. Nah, she not the only. Listen, she ain't the only one that didn't get that reference. You know what I'm saying? These niggas don't be paying
I
attention.
got it.
They just fucking get on social media and see what everybody hype about. Then they want to join the circus. Fuck out of here.
No. I just, you've been saying it throughout the podcast, and I did not realize
Exactly.
you
I
were
know
connecting
you
it.
didn't. How? When you just seen the movie.
Because in my head, I'm just thinking of him as the Joker,
That was
not
the
as
last-
Arthur.
First of all, I think they said the word Joker, I think twice in the whole entire movie.
Yeah.
But you
twice.
heard
That doesn't-
Arthur
what does
over
that
and over
mean?
again.
The title of the movie is Joker.
But you still only heard it twice in the entire movie. How many times did you hear Arthur?
I have no idea. I wasn't counting. I was enjoying the movie.
Right.
I didn't hear you because you cut out.
I
What
said,
did you just-
said right. But you heard, what I'm saying is you heard Arthur way more than Joker. You heard that twice.
You did. I won't deny
You heard
it.
that twice.
I still think of him as the Joker. The whole point was seeing the Joker's origin story. So I can
he didn't become the Joker until the end. He was Arthur throughout the whole movie.
No, he was
That's the
becoming
purpose
the
of an
Joker
origin.
throughout
He
the
was
purpose of an
Arthur.
origin.
He was in transition. Through
In transition.
Oh my God.
Why?
I don't get what's understandable. But
Why is that funny? Do you know what?
He was
got a cis Joker now.
he was a hybrid. Oh man.
He was Arthur more than he was. Listen.
I was about to say, yo, Joker was a trans.
Nah, he was Arthur way more than he was the Joker. Let's put it like that. The movie should have been called Arthur. That's what it should have been called.
The hard part.
It's
Arthur
it's
the
funny
Aardvark.
wait, what happened? I don't get what was going on.
Arthur the Aardvark.
They're
That's all
laughing
we
because I
stupid.
said he was in.
It's Arthur the Aardvark.
No, we actually laughed at the Arthur the Aardvark.
I mean, but isn't that the point of an
No, they
origin
were-
story?
they were
When you
laughing.
meet the
They were
origin
laughing.
story.
They want to be childish right now, DC. We need to unite to.
I'm just saying,
It's a
but
hybrid. Oh man.
isn't that the purpose of an origin story?
DC.
Like
We're not
before
knocking if
Bruce
it was an
Banner
origin
became
story.
the Hulk.
We ain't
God
knocking that.
damn.
We're not knocking that it's an origin story. We all know
Oh, all
that.
right, that's what I'm saying. I don't
DC,
understand.
Jay was
All right, I
trying
don't
to tell
understand.
him,
What y'all going at Candace about? I mean, she's taking a lot of L's.
They weren't laughing. They weren't laughing at them.
Please stop. Because you.
We was laughing at Candace because she's so hyped about this movie that she didn't even get the Arthur reference. Like, I don't know how she even missed it. Not Mr. Too Smart for everybody else. I don't know how she missed that. That's what we were laughing at.
Oh, man.
She missed that.
I get it now.
Oh, so y'all are just seeing your things right now.
What?
You weren't paying attention.
What the this is too smart for her else. For like y'all miss it? Apparently y'all don't miss nothing.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Y'all got it.
You really shouldn't have missed that though, for real though. You shouldn't have missed that.
If you got it.
You shouldn't have missed that.
Oh man.
Right?
It's just nothing serious.
Hey Drew.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey Drew. You ever been to that zoo?
Oh, Bronx Zoo?
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that retard and shit.
Yeah,
she dropped. She dropped the freestyle.
I used to work there when I was
talking about the girl that went inside the.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is what I don't understand.
Worked there when I was younger.
This is what I don't understand.
That's some get out shit.
She dropped the freestyle too, but anyway. How the fuck?
Wait, what?
She got a freestyle. It's on World Star somewhere.
What?
Yeah, she got bars. She got bars. How the fuck can you even climb into a lion enclosement? Like, what the fuck? Wouldn't they be able to jump out? Or
yeah, that's what I would think.
I'm not like I'm
No,
not,
it has like a huge moat that was.
It was
like an enclosure.
It was a big water moat right in front of us.
Oh,
that's
how she
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that lion was looking at her like, "Is this bitch crazy?" Like,
yeah, he looked out like, "Yo,
this bitch really came in here like."
This shit remind me of a Cat Williams skit.
She trusts me.
Yeah, the Cat Williams skit. Right.
There was a meme that I saw where the lion was basically saying, "This got to be some shit."
Somebody said the lion was like, "This bitch trying to get me killed."
Yeah.
That bitch wanted to get mauled.
Bitch was too big to eat. Yeah, you wasn't that hungry.
No, Shorty was crazy though. Like the whole freestyle video.
Yeah,
was that New York? That was in New York?
Yeah, that was in New York. That was in the Bronx, I think.
God damn.
It was in the Bronx Zoo.
Bronx.
Ravish, you want to say something about New York people?
Again?
Just waiting on
you. No, actually, I was going to go light. I don't know when Red coming back.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Light.
Hey, she making us look bad because we don't do things like.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be real with you. That's some shit that white people usually do. That's what he meant. That's what he mean. We don't jump in entrapments and shit. You know what I mean? Playing with lions.
Waving that.
Y'all never went skydiving.
What the? What the?
Nah, I'm good.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with us?
I hate heights. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't hate heights. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being scared and not liking.
It's definitely a difference.
See, that's a That's a problem with y'all, man. Y'all afraid to go into the stars.
You go up on the stars when you die.
What the
Yo, when that shit snap and then you on the fucking pavement.
Listen, jumping out of a plane ain't gonna do nothing for me.
I've fallen off of a cliff. Climbing. It's just a part of life, bro.
What's the size of that
Hey, dying's a part of life. That don't mean I want to do it right now.
A 5-foot cliff doesn't count.
Let me say this.
Hey, look, I do some dangerous shit, but I ain't jumping.
As a biracial brother, there's some shit I never need to do in life that you probably done, Dark Cloud. I don't need to go skydiving. I don't need to bungee jump, and I definitely don't need to fucking go like into an open body of water where there's like
you've never dived with right, so there's this thing that we did. You never done shark. You never went shark jumping.
The fuck?
Radish, you've never been to the beach.
He said that shit.
I've been to the beach, but I ain't going like 20 feet in the
I ain't going around no goddamn sharks neither.
So I surf, so I have to go further out.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Hey, they gave us a jet ski and was like, "Hey, go."
I'm cool with taking risks and all that. You know what I mean? I done fucked a couple dirty bitches with no condom. You know what I'm saying? So I done took them type of risk. You dig? But jumping out of planes, it does nothing for me. I'm sorry.
So I done did all that shit, but I'm not fucking with wild animals.
Fuck no.
Like I done jumped out of planes, fucking ride motorcycles.
Ain't nobody gonna come at Psycho saying that he ain't black.
Psycho, you crazy as fuck too.
Hey, man, Psycho live in Atlanta, man. You gotta give him a pass. He live in Atlanta. Give him a pass.
I gotta do anything. What the fuck I gotta do anything? Atlanta got
percent with the.
Oh, man.
I'm not fucking with no.
Hell
That's
no.
not raised in the suburbs. Shit.
All right, well, let me ask you, what's the
That
craziest?
depends. Yeah, all right, so none of y'all have ever like pet like a lion?
No, nigga.
No.
The fuck?
I mean,
Like I was about to say, I
y'all
would
crazy,
100% jump into.
Hold on, how can somebody say you ain't
Nah,
put a line
you
to call you
crazy, nigga.
What?
The fuck? You down there fucking diving with sharks and shit? Nah.
What? You're
I
the
Bro,
would
all
dive
right.
with sharks
First of-
before I would jump.
I like
You ain't play Russian
thrill.
roulette, yo,
I
you
don't know.
crazy.
I like thrill.
Yeah. Okay.
I like thrill
That's
too,
why.
but I'm not.
I believe
wild
Dark
animal.
Cloud,
No,
man.
no.
He wore fucking blue hair to school. That's thrilling. Like that's thrilling. That's thrilling. He's gonna get his ass whipped tonight.
Yeah, you're right. I wanted to see. I wanted to see the first nigga that tried to come up at me and talk shit. See,
Oh shit. What you gonna do? Hit him with your skateboard? Oh.
Hey, where'd you go to high school at?
Yo, he said he gonna hit him with some seashells. What you gonna hit him with some seashells, nigga?
I have hit a nigga with a skateboard before multiple times.
I said, did you consider yourself a
You gonna throw a surfboard at a nigga?
Nah,
It's a juggalo or something.
No, because I also play the violin too.
Oh, you gonna hit him with
Hey,
the violin now? All right. You got it.
He's a class
Hey, this nigga got a strong ass chin. Your chin can hold up bricks. All right, I get it.
Yo, can you imagine getting your ass beat by a violinist?
I know, right?
Bro.
Now that'd be
Can you imagine?
Hey, I
getting
go
your
in with
ass
my
whipped
shit.
by a
I
nigga?
end my shit. That happened,
Can you
bro.
imagine getting your ass
I
whipped
said,
by a
fuck
nigga
it.
with a
Wait, yo,
carrying case?
what did Ravish?
He said, can you imagine getting your ass beat by a violinist with some orange hair?
a violinist with orange hair.
I said, I'll go ahead and end my shit.
Wouldn't that be the most ultimate disrespect?
Yo,
Oh no, man! I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it.
I'll tell.
It'd be like
There was one fight. I think I told y'all about this. The one dude that was talking.
No, there'd be
that
a phone
DDT'd him on concrete and rubbed his face against the concrete.
There'd be a phone call. Click. Yeah, we found a guy. Yeah, he was face down with seashells, with orange hair, and a switch up his ass. Yeah.
Why you going in the nigga ass?
Yeah, that's dangerous. I never leave the house without a weapon.
Ravish, you stupid as hell, bro.
Can you imagine can you imagine going home beat up at the nigga with a violin case whipped your ass? Like,
You gotta tell
Hey,
mom.
DC, I ain't gonna leave you hanging, dog. Hey, I had an instrument in school too, bro.
yo, what you had a cowbell?
Yo,
Nigga, what you had a cowbell?
I played the lead guitar and violin.
Wait, what'd you say?
He had a
I played
cowbell.
the
I
trumpet.
played the lead guitar and violin.
Oh, man.
That damn trumpet was bigger than you.
That's
Hold on, what you had, Tick?
Yeah.
I had a trumpet.
Oh, all right.
This
This
nigga.
nigga said he had a trumpet. He had a cowbell.
nigga-
Stop fronting, dog. You had a cowbell.
I had a
Oh shit, I got it now. He's talking about your weight, my nigga. He's calling you a cow.
I did not call that man no cow.
What?
No, I did not. Yo, he taking shots. He's shooting secretly. I
Hey,
did
man,
not.
take a shot. So
I did not call that man no cow.
Hey, yo,
damn.
hey,
Wait, what?
hey, Blue Meanie, chill out over there, bro. Take a shot.
He said blue meanie.
Those are the people I was looking
That's
for when
too
I got to
funny,
that Joker
dog.
movie.
Damn.
Niggas in orange hair and shit.
Yeah, facts.
I was like,
I said,
Oh,
damn, Dark
what's wrong
Cloud
with
fit
that?
right in.
what you mean? What's wrong with that?
Dark Cloud, your favorite part of the movie is when he was dyeing his hair, wasn't it? That was your favorite
Yo,
part.
Hold on.
hey, when I saw that, I
Listen.
started thinking, damn, is Dark Cloud having flashbacks right now? Like,
Listen,
I
I've
forgot about that shit.
only changed my hair color blue. I keep my hair short because I have a condition where my hair bleaches in sunlight. So that's the only reason my hair actually turns that color. My father has the same problem. I have the same problem.
So you're gonna have a pure white head when you.
I'm not trying to hear that. Don't say that to me.
I mean, you just told yourself that if it's already bleaching and losing color, when you get old, it's not gonna be gray. It's gonna be.
yo, somebody
I'm
in
still black,
chat,
though.
somebody in chat said DC want to be Bulma so bad.
Right, that's what.
You want to be who?
Bulma from
Yeah, when y'all
fucking
actually
DBZ.
saw that high school photo, I had nothing. I had no color in my hair. That's just me growing my hair out.
That's a damn shame. Hey, yo, we got to talk about LeVar Ball stealing money from the family biz.
Why am I not shocked?
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly, he was stealing money from the family biz, man. Ravish, we know you got the inside scoop. What the FBI heard so far?
Well, basically, it's a statement from his former business partner who was also stealing from the family. So what he did is he accused LeVar Ball of embezzling 2.5 mil from the Baller brand, and then there's another LLC they have that he's been stealing money from. It's alleged, but it's pretty factual, especially when you hear a man call his own son damaged goods. I mean, everybody's disposable, right? So this dude is a piece of shit. I wanted to think he was a good pops who was just trolling, but this dude is kind of using his kids for the money and fame, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, I don't know. Shit. I mean, how do you steal from yourself though? Like what? Like
that's really kind of my question.
Like, why can't you just come to your son and like, hey, let me get a little of that. Like, I gave you some life, give me some loot, you know. But nah, this nigga's stealing money under his kids, man.
I mean, that's their business though, and it's the family business, and it's his business.
Yeah, yeah.
Big brand. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Do they have a board of directors or something? Are they public?
No, no, they don't. They don't have that. Like, see, that's the key, the point that the other guy who they're suing, because Lonzo is actually suing the business partner, but that's what he said. They don't have that in place. They don't have like a CFO.
So then,
you see what I'm saying?
I don't think it's actually stealing. It's just taking
But he's not the one generating it though. So therein lies the problem where it could get kind of murky, and then LeVar could probably get out with that, saying that, hey, we're not a traditional business. So
I know that's what I'm saying. Like yeah, what you said basically. I feel like LeVar probably has a really solid argument, whereas this other dude is not.
Oh yeah, the only difference is one of them provided the genetics and the I mean, because the other guy was basically the organizer, like, you know, all the stuff, the appearances and signings and stuff. He was pretty much right. He was basically the CEO.
I'm not saying it's right, but it sounds like a Steve Jobs Woz situation where Woz did all the hard, heavy lifting and Steve Jobs got all the recognition and acclaim. So, like I said, I don't think it's right, but that might be what's going on. And he may not have a good.
If we share the same genetics or not, I don't care. Look, you stealing from me, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, so that, yeah, this nigga's stealing money. He's 2.5 mil. Like, yeah.
You a liar. The Joker stole your laugh. You ain't the shit.
What?
Oh, damn. What?
Yo, you had a fraud of the week. Ravish, you had a fraud of the week.
What happened?
A fraud of the week.
Y'all know we don't. Y'all know we don't. I don't want to do this.
Hold on. We introduced that and never really even stuck with it.
We did it like 3 weeks in a row.
We did one last week. We dubbed Black Baron. We did one last week, but it was at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've had 3. The first one was Bond, and then the second one was, of course, Brother BG, and then we got Black Baron as well. This week, now I wasn't gonna do this because
I know who it is.
I like them as
We all do.
But we gotta. Look, the fans, they're saying Eric cuts for the win. This is the problem. See, the thing is, when I don't think like if Kofi and my man J Main were like clout chasers, then I would say, okay, you know what? There's something. Her argument's valid. But Kofi and J Main, to me, my personal take and experience, them dudes don't care about none of that. They just with the cool vibe, peace, and that's it. So for her to kind of throw the shade at Kofi and they going back and forth, I didn't think I'd ever see. That's some like, you know, AGS weapon wheel shit. You know what I mean?
Actually, I can agree with your. I didn't know why you were trying to make the fraud of but your reasoning is 100% valid. Like, in my opinion, the whole, like, all that shit that she started was petty.
I think that,
like, it comes off as.
I think the podcast ain't do what she thought it was going to do for her. And
what, get her popping what?
Yeah, that's what most people around here do. They all about trying to use motherfuckers to get ahead with their channel and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was one of the theories I had for why Blaze left. You know what I'm saying? I thought Blaze felt like the podcast ain't do for him what he thought it was going to do. So he was like, I'm out. Let me go align myself with Weapon Wheel because they bigger. Maybe that'll help me. But that ain't help either. Channel's still dead as fuck. So, I don't know. I mean, listen, man, it's I also heard that when Kofi was in LA, he tried to hang out with her and she ignored him. You know what I'm saying? Like straight ignored him. Yeah, straight ignored him. So, when he went to LA for vacation, he asked like, what's up? I'm here.
She said that she was busy.
Yeah, she ignored him though.
Like I said, under the Drake video.
People they use you on this YouTube shit, man. It's I mean it ain't about really building like real friendships or nothing like that. It's just about where can I get from you, and then once I can't get shit from you, I'm out. I'm done. Like
Hard8, you don't be answering my phone calls. We don't play no games together. I think you doing that same shit right now, nigga.
What the fuck?
It's just kind of sad because Kofi and J Mane seem.
Nah, they are good people. They are good.
Yeah, they are. They're good dudes.
But yeah, I mean, if you got somebody that's
said,
traveling from Canada to LA, and you know y'all supposed to be good friends, then you kind of make time for that. You know what I'm saying?
Look, hold on. I'm gonna be real about that. I mean, Erica got a husband too.
What's that
You
mean?
know
She
what I'm
doing
I get exactly where it's coming from. You guys,
she been on PSP. How long?
She
She been on PSP for a couple of years. Like her husband should know that Kofi is a friend. Like he ain't trying to hit. And Kofi was with his girlfriend.
If you listen to the podcast, it sounds
right. No, that's not what Cycle's going for. Cycle's going for
but Kofi is with his girlfriend. So what the fuck?
Cycle, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, with all the shit that was going on, like Hard8. I'm staying out of this.
But y'all think he wanted a date? Like, what the fuck?
No, not that. I'm talking about like you got to think about it. Like her husband is listening to all this like negativity that's going on, man. Like,
no, what
you know what I'm saying? Like
Kofi and her.
You trying to say she listened to her husband and her husband got her off? I don't
Nah, stop it.
Yeah, I'm on.
She's been doing a podcast with Kofi for years,
and he's been on the podcast too. So
I'm talking about the shit that was going on between her and Hard8.
That was 2 years ago.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yes,
it didn't have anything to do with Kofi.
Yo, hold on. We talking about Kofi. What that got to do with Kofi?
We're talking about when Kofi went to visit LA, dog. That's what we're talking about.
I don't know.
When Kofi listen, when Kofi went on vacation to LA, he wanted to hang out with who he thought was his fucking friend. And she ignored him. So what that got to do with me?
Ain't got nothing to do with Hard8.
That's your
friend. Hard8 shit happened later.
If that's your friend, why are you ignoring your friend that's trying to hang out? Because he's coming all the way from Canada. You see what I'm saying? So, Psycho, what you think?
So Hard8, if I come to LA, if I come to Georgia, we gonna hang out?
Yeah, I don't really fuck with you like that, but I'll probably meet up with you.
See, like, there you go. See
Hey, guys, remember, I helped Hard8 get a job.
Listen. The only reason why I ain't hang out with Psycho yet is because I know he right there. I could do that anytime. But if y'all niggas came from LA, I would make time to like slide through and see what's up. You know what I'm saying?
You think that nigga on the down low. That's why you don't hang out with Psycho. You know this car drive by itself. Let me show you something.
Nah, I don't think nothing like that.
Put this shit on island.
If I got a friend that's traveling a far distance and they coming to where I'm at, I'm gonna make time. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Hard8, you gonna take? We could go to a bar. You can be my designated driver.
What?
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
Go down.
Miss Hard8 is threatening you, Hard8.
I would definitely be the designated driver.
Yo, your wife is threatening you, Hard8. I don't know.
Go down there just to see Miss Hard8 clown the shit out of him in person.
Bro,
Like that one too, for sure.
That would be the
be
designated
so
driver.
funny.
That shit be so goddamn
That
funny,
would
bro.
be so lit.
God
But on
damn.
some real shit though, I mean, when I heard about her like ignoring them, I just was like, it's deeper than this. She trying to use me as a scapegoat, but it ain't working, dog. She ain't get what she wanted out the deal. And she wanted to bounce anyway. She tried to use me to bounce clean, and that's it. Like, because when he was in LA, you ignore him. Like, at least you could tell him, hey, I've been busy. Oh, I'm busy. I can't. You don't just ignore a motherfucker.
That's what Kofi said. She said she was busy.
Yeah.
Yo, Hard8, your wife saying that she gonna beat you the fuck up.
I didn't know that she had ghosted him in LA, but knowing that, it makes me think that Hard8 was just the scapegoat.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I came up with.
Excuse.
Yeah, I'm a scapegoat.
It was so random and out of the blue, like nothing to do with her was said or mentioned. So why did you feel the need to put your feelings public. Like,
yeah.
And that's what
another
that's
thing
what Kofi had said. That, he was like, "Yo, like none of this happened. Like you never mentioned this shit before. Like why are you just not bringing it up?"
If Kofi and J-Main, Jack, y'all listening or whatever, don't stop your podcast, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let this trip you up. What I will say is I did read like a tweet or something where Erica, I guess she came through and said, "Hey, so where everybody's heads is at today?"
Yeah.
And, you know, like I guess it was right after the.
It was weird.
It was red. Yeah.
It just seems like shade is being, and you got to understand. I'm not trying to give any women, any females a pass. You got to understand when you're dealing with women, communication can be a problem where they don't tell you how they feel right on the spot. They kind of file it back and harbor these ill feelings towards you. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of what it seems like had happened, where she felt a certain way about Hard 8 for a long time, and she expected them to kind of jump in on her behalf, and that didn't happen. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I really don't think it was about her. Like, because did you see that tweet from whoever Gabmu is? I don't know who that person is.
Nobody. That's nobody. But go ahead.
But they were like saying something like, everybody wants to leave, Alex wants to leave, y'all trash. Like, it just seems weird.
That person is a nobody.
Yeah, that was just
that's a chick who was selling pictures of herself. Yeah, if it's like $5, bro, bitch.
Yeah, she was. Wasn't that bitch selling something? Wasn't she
selling selfies and shit?
Selling shit. Yeah, dumbass whore.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't know nothing about her.
She's nobody. She's nobody.
Becky.
Gab New? Is that
nobody.
who it is?
It's Gab
Yeah, she ain't no fucking body. But anyway, I just think she tried to use my situation as a scapegoat. She really wanted to leave because the podcast ain't do for her what she wanted it to do. She claimed like she started throwing all this other shit out there, like the comment section has changed and it's more crumb side now, and basically
it's big crumb side.
I know who Gabmu is. Gabmu is not nobody. She's a Canadian.
Is she the one that
nobody knows her.
Nobody. That bitch got like 1,000 subs. She's nobody.
Nobody knows her.
But anyway,
nobody knows.
She was claiming like the direction the podcast is going is not what she supported. She was like, the podcast is not about all this negative shit. Now they in bed with it and all this extra shit, man. So
what?
She hated to see that. She hated to see that the episode I was on became their most viewed.
Called her a tavern
and all that. Their most viewed podcast and all that shit. She hated people saying that this was the best episode. She ain't like none of that shit. So
that's ego. Like, I have never been like in my feelings when y'all had a good episode and I wasn't there. Like, shouldn't you want your podcast to do well even if you're not there? Like, that is so weird to me.
Yeah, shout outs to Stank Mall. Shout outs to Stank Mall. He says some of these people got to realize they just ain't got it. Ain't nobody else fault but Erica's that she's boring. Yeah, they put up a highlight video. That was hilarious. Her highlight video was hilarious and shit.
I didn't actually watch it. I liked it before I did anything, and then I realized, I was like, oh, shit.
Funny as hell. That shit was hilarious.
I thought it was a genuine video. That was.
If you put the camera on like AGS, you would see us kind of literally trying to jump in on the conversations. But with her, it was just like this blank. I don't know how they did that.
That shit was crazy.
They didn't do nothing. All they did was grab the fucking footage and put it up there and shit. And then somebody said she got a permanent crying face. I was dying. I couldn't unsee.
Oh no!
I couldn't unsee that when they said it. I said, yo,
I shouldn't be laughing this hard,
but they lethal, man.
This is not like just letting everybody know.
Just go to Drake Court. Just go to Drake Court Twitter, dog.
I got them blocked, man.
I don't condone none of that.
Hold on. Hold on.
She looks very gorgeous to me.
Hold on, y'all. Time out, man. We gotta let Tick and Dark Cloud say their piece so they can get their invites. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Invites to what?
Yeah.
Invites to what? If there's no more people, I'm just saying. I ain't got no.
I have no problem with haircuts. She's cool.
Niggas want to get Vider back on Weapon Wheel. They might cross over. They want to make sure. They want to protect themselves.
I can never ever need to be on Weapon Wheel again.
Don't front for us.
You mean
Don't front for us.
Just
It's all
invited
good.
No, I said that like 2 podcasts ago.
Whenever we talk about anybody not on the podcast, well, not anybody, but certain people, don't act like you don't.
All right, so fraud of the week is Eric Cuts.
Anybody y'all talk about on the podcast, it can be other people. It don't matter who.
All right, scary ass nigga.
highlight.
That's the funny thing. Hold on. I gotta call this nigga out. Hold on. This nigga Dark Cloud want to get tough with us, but then when we talk about these other niggas, he start bitching. Come on, man.
But they never did nothing to me.
This shit your mom used to tell you when you want to fight your siblings, but not them niggas out in the street. This the shit your mom used to say to you. You know what I mean? He want to come at his fucking friends.
He want
to come at his friends, but these other motherfuckers, he want to fucking cop pleas and shit. Nah, man.
But we friends though.
Fuck
We
that.
do
That doesn't make no sense, bro.
Fuck that.
Nah, I can agree. Oh, but
You gotta.
with DC,
You gotta give everybody that smoke, Dark Cloud.
with DC, I think it is like y'all so comfortable together. It ain't a reason to go back and forth with somebody you don't really fuck with.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
this nigga ready to beat Candace up, but these other niggas, he want to say
I'm trying to
sorry.
give Candace that DC Twister, my nigga. I'm trying to help her out.
Nigga.
Stop acting like the DC Twister ain't a solo move, bro.
You like 5'4".
Hey, yo, shout out to DJ the Con. He said, shout out to the podcast. Hopefully this Gemini man with Will Smith is good next week. Not according to the critics, but...
Nah, if it got on the sites with HD quality that quick, it had to have been garbage.
Hey, also, shout outs to
Garbage,
24 Rapture. He said, shout out to the Simps. Yeah, shout outs to y'all, man. Shout outs to the Simps. Yeah, listen, man, word of advice. These bitches ain't giving y'all no pussy, man. So stop trying to fight for these hoes, even when the facts say they wrong, yo.
She
Bro, I'm
not my
watching this
type. She definitely ain't my type.
You know what I mean?
This highlight video is savage as fuck. I'm watching this shit again.
You like that? Come on, man. You like that?
Hold up, man. We
Y'all
about to go, though.
crazy,
Tick
man.
got to go to his other job. He just got the invite.
Yeah, man, I'm getting whored out, bro.
They was talking about you left. What they was talking about you left because you got into beef with somebody. What's up with that?
Yo,
I got no beef with somebody. Oh, you talking about my man B Arsenal? No, I ain't leave.
Tick, what podcast are you on? I didn't know.
Not on any podcast.
He on
I just
Weapon
want
Wheel. He
myself
Weapon Wheel Straggler. So yeah.
That's why I didn't know.
Yeah,
BG needs somebody. Call on Tick. He be there. All right. So
hey, at least I don't do it for no clout though. I'm just bored.
play some games, nigga.
I do, but I get bored. I want to be on some podcast.
I tried to
and mess
play.
with you
I
sometimes.
tried to
That's
replay.
why I came up
I see
here.
that new Battlefield map.
I want to smoke.
I tried to replay
Underground.
Alan Wake. I can't do it. I can't do
All right, who threw that joke in there? Who said that? Who said that?
What you say, Winston?
Who said stock shell?
I did. That was me.
Nah, that wasn't me.
I just
You know,
restarted
dirtbag.
Borderlands.
I
That
know where
game
you.
is
I know
so
where you
lit.
work at.
You restart Borderlands 3?
Yeah, I did.
Hey,
because-
yo, hold
damn.
on, man. We gotta hold on before we get out of here, man. We gotta help Dark Cloud out, man. Hey, man, go check out that Nintendo podcast, man. Nah, man, for real. No, it's some real shit.
Thank you, Hard 8.
No, for real,
Thank you.
because I showed up
Yeah.
and it was y'all was talking to yourself. Y'all was. I made an
Hey,
appearance.
man, it's a new channel,
I was
man.
talking to
It's a
yourself.
new channel, man.
Hey, go show Dark Cloud new Nintendo podcast some love, please, man. Because they was in there talking to themselves. All right, there was.
Let me go ahead and sub. I've been
How many
meaning to
people
do
are
it.
up in there? 5 of
Man, it
y'all?
was
or some
like,
shit?
that's all.
No.
That's all that was there. It was the people that's on the panel. So
Y'all got 109 followers.
show these niggas some love, man. Because I don't want to see
It's a
my
new
man.
channel, man. It's a new
Yeah,
channel,
I don't
man.
want to see you talking.
What's the name of it?
More, man.
Final Dash Podcast. That's the name of the channel.
Final Dash.
Yeah, man, I gotta
Hey, put the link in the chat,
on there, man.
Dark Cloud. Put the link in the chat. Yo, help.
They said no,
Hey, listen.
we good.
If y'all ain't never did nothing for me before, I'm talking to the chat. If y'all ain't never did nothing for me before, go watch this podcast. I don't want to see Dark Cloud and them talking to
Hey,
themselves.
yo, Candace, can you stop? Hard 8 is being a real friend right now.
I said, nah, we good. He said, nah, we good, thanks.
You got the Kid Smooth mixing these.
I'm actually gonna check it out. It's funny that
He said, nah, we good.
Damn, man, that's fucked up. Hey, man, that's fucked up.
Is that you putting the?
That's fucked up, man. Listen, man.
I'm not real tears right now, bro. Like, that shit's so funny.
Yo, go check out the Nintendo podcast.
yo, we just real out here, bro. We ain't gonna be here like Darren, sitting here and saying all positive shit. Yo, you know, this nigga Darren literally said that he will never say anything bad about the Switch in our group chat.
My stomach hurts, bro.
Come on, man.
I don't even know what y'all laughing at.
He said, "Nah, we good."
Ouch! Ow, my stomach, bro.
That's fucked up.
My stomach hurts, bro. Oh, my stomach, bro. Oh,
Y'all
shit.
niggas ain't fucking with me, man. I knew y'all ain't fucking with me. Y'all can't go check out this man podcast so you can stop talking to me.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. My stomach, bro.
Hold on, man. I'm serious right now. I'm serious. Hold on.
God damn.
Hold on.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
serious right now. All right? Now,
Oh,
they got a
shit,
group of
man.
guys,
Okay,
and they was
I'm
all
good now.
talking
damn.
to themselves.
You wanna kick your channel now? I'm gonna stop laughing. I'm good.
Oh, shit.
I got it all out.
Listen, they got a group of guys, and they were all talking to themselves. Go watch this podcast. This is not right.
Oh,
Right?
no.
Support our fellow gamer. This is not right.
God damn.
That's good.
Oh, this shit is too funny, bro.
Ellen dropped that Erica highlight link. Final Dash podcast got potential, but DC be streaming at like 1 a.m.
It's different time zones, man. I do it on Saturdays at like at 7:30, so it's late, bro.
Right.
Hey, drop that highlight link. They want to see Erica highlights on PS4.
All right, here y'all go. Here y'all
She
go,
is definitely
motherfucker.
fraud of the week. Erica for the L is fraud of the week. So, but yeah, man, listen, man. I was like, damn, Dark Cloud really talking to herself in them, man. Like, this ain't cool. Go watch the joint. It's Nintendo, man. Nintendo is legendary.
My fucking stomach hurt. My fucking stomach hurts, bro.
Listen, it's not just it's called Final Dash Podcast, but it's not that. It's basically
Explain.
us.
Get these. Hey, listen. Right now is your time to pitch this shit and get niggas to come watch. Go, player. Go. Let them know.
Hype up Nintendo. Let's go.
Silence. Let them get the floor.
It's-
Go ahead, Dark Cloud.
It's basically a group of gamers that literally like are hardcore Nintendo fans or just fans in general, where we post different videos. So like, you know how you go to a channel and you waiting for different like interactions. So it's gonna be us like Takun, Black Baron, and the other guys. We're gonna post videos on that channel, not necessarily daily, but with the amount of content that we're gonna be producing. And then we get together to do a podcast on like other stuff, even gameplay, multiplayer stuff. So it's just different. Like for instance, like niggas out here, no one is out here talking about like the Switch got Joy-Con drift and there's a lawsuit because nobody want no fucking negativity going towards the Switch. We're not afraid to talk about that stuff. We're not afraid to talk about the negativity and the fact that the Vita still has more features than the fucking Switch, but nobody wants to talk about that. I don't know who did that, but that was disrespectful.
Damn.
That's some dirty niggas, yo.
Oh, that's fucked up, man. Hey, man, y'all ain't shit, man. That's crazy, man.
I already know what the community is about. The community is about drama and negativity. I'm not bringing none of that. So I get it. That's boring.
It's all right, man.
What are you
Hey,
talking
yo,
about?
hold
We're being
on.
positive right now.
Shout out to Architect. He said, you cold, Hard8. No, I'm just being real, man. Shout out to Life and Time Podcast. He said, DC is cool. The rest are gaming clowns. Hard pass. All right,
Okay, whatever,
Y'all
bro.
fucked
Yo,
up,
nigga,
man. This man
stupid,
really
man.
trying to pitch the podcast.
God
And y'all gonna do
damn.
that? This is crazy, man. This is
DC said he didn't shoot the Nintendo, so y'all go check him out.
I ain't set
Oh
nobody
my
up, man. I ain't do it.
God.
That was me. My bad.
Oh.
Hey, somebody said DC about to join Erica new podcast in 3, 2.
Never that.
So positive, I got chat.
Okay, cut it out.
They always
Yeah, what the fuck?
Damn, man, that's crazy. crazy. We got to get up out of here, man. Damn, my fault.
Y'all niggas stupid.
DC, man, I ain't do it, man. I tried to help, man.
Oh shit.
Yo, did y'all drop the link? Did y'all drop the link to the Urquhart's thing?
I dropped it.
Drop the link to your podcast. That's what you need to be dropping the link to.
I did that already.
Okay, cool.
I already hit the sub button.
He got a few pennies.
Yeah, I dropped it again. There you go.
That was some asshole.
All right, man. Shout outs to Brandon Young. He said DC just sold me a bedtime story. We good, fam.
Wow.
Hey, y'all niggas,
you a good
stupid,
sport,
man.
bro.
Yo, we also gonna do a multiplayer spot. So anybody in here thinking they better than me games, we can go play.
All right, there you go.
1-on-1. So
Let's play
niggas
multiplayer on the Switch.
Niggas laughing. I remember I got every system, so you can come at with all that laughing about bedtime stories. So y'all get some L's.
Oh man, he mad.
Hey, I gotta go.
Hey, I'm just
man.
saying we actually play games out here. That's what we do.
All right, I'm about to go, man. Mrs. Hard8 in there laid up. I'm about to go hit them corners, man. So,
This nigga disrespectful.
I'm about to hit them corners. Shit, we got a long week ahead of us. I'm about to hit them corners. But anyway, let's get. Shout out.
Hey, I'd have left a long time ago, DC. You a good sport.
What happened? I didn't even hear that. I was trying to watch the Eric video.
I'd have left so long ago, bro.
Oh my god.
Nah, that would have made it worse.
It would have, but I wouldn't care at that point. I've been punching holes in the wall or something.
Damn, that's too funny, man.
Bros on that podcast, I'll come up there and curse his ass.
Yo, this
out.
man's
We
about
get
to go
some
play with this action figure.
Oh man, DC definitely about to pull a couple toys off the shelf because he like, man, need something to cheer me up. This shit crazy.
Hey, but thanks for having me on, y'all. That was
yeah. We know you gotta go, man. You gonna get there? Go, boy. Run, boy. So,
no, I think they full now. I'm like,
oh damn, they done replace you that fast, nigga.
Oh, they got 80 people in there. Oh.
Damn,
bro. How they get? Hold on. So hold on. What's going on? So BG dropped the link and everybody got to run. Like, if you come and don't make it, first come.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. I tried to watch the last podcast and I had no idea who the fuck any of those people were.
No, I think I watched right now, last week, and I think I heard a white boy in there saying "nigga" a lot. I'm like, was that
what?
Was that a white dude or no?
I don't think that
wasn't a white dude.
Yo, no lie. Some of the people that I know in real life that watch the podcast, they need Ravishing to prove that he black to be dropping the N-word like that.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw you on Webwheel and you dropped the N-word, I had to pause it and look real close at your grayed out photo to make sure you wasn't just some reckless white person. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you was white the first time I heard you on Webwheel.
I don't even sound white.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like I
don't know why you lie to yourself, Dark Cloud.
I do not sound why? Because I talk proper.
Right?
Because I talk proper.
The same way reason people say I talk white, bro.
Right,
just accept it and move on.
Let me just say this. When somebody say that you sound white, it's not about talking proper or not. It's about the tone. It's about the tone. There's no mistaking. It's a fact that white people got a certain tone and black people got a certain tone. Martin Luther King was very educated and he spoke with proper sense. But you still knew that was a black man because of his tone. It has nothing to do with if you use big words or not. It's all about the tone.
That's 100% correct.
I don't sound white. I may do some wild shit, but I don't sound white.
You be doing white shit, yeah.
That's funny, like, cause that's
you sound like you definitely a little bit like more like from the burbs than me, and I live in the burbs. But yeah, now I never had anybody question me, like even in the chat. I never heard nobody say, "Hey, is he really black or white?" Like,
Ravage definitely sound more black than you, Dark Cloud. Just put it out there.
Yeah, that's not way black.
Yes, he does.
That's kind of what it was like. I mean, I watched the podcast. I watch a lot of podcasts, bro, and she can't watch certain ones because voices.
Nigga say I sound a little fair-skinned.
You sound like what's that? The Mono Negro shit. His podcast. I stopped watching.
Yeah,
I used to watch because I used to watch him when Tick was on it. When he left,
They
when
kicked
Tick
my man off.
left,
Fuck that podcast. They kicked my man off.
yeah, Tick is the reason why I watched that shit.
Hey, whoa. They kicked me off. I left.
Oh, you left?
When you left, I stopped watching. I was like,
Man, it was come on, man. There was something going on, man. Because he made like a
my bad.
It's all good.
No, that podcast
I ain't like
cool.
it
They
was
ran
people
this
in there
nigga
that I
off.
had a
My
problem
bad.
with.
I thought they kicked him out. They ran you off. All right, no.
Hey man, it was good when you was on it when you left it trash. So that's all I gotta say.
All right, can we shut this down? Because I got the link.
You got what?
Wow, nigga, for real?
What?
Damn.
Hey, yo, shout outs to 88. He said, Hard 8, will you remaster Life Behind Bars? No, I'm going to leave that classic, legendary masterpiece alone, goddammit.
Rob, this says you actually sound like the feds, not a actual black person.
Damn.
There was a lady in there that said I sound sexy. You know, it's all good,
I
man.
didn't see nobody say
I ain't seen none of that. I can definitely see why you like the Joker. You being delusional right now.
Hey, yo, this nigga, hey, Ravish, you never been to the hood, right, Ravish? Ravish, you never been to the hood, right? Ravish never been to the hood. He's from Pasadena.
I've driven by a couple times.
You drove through.
Partake. But yeah, man, your boy's doing.
Have you heard that song "Wanna Be Gangster"?
You know who Ravish is? Y'all, damn, what's the name of that movie?
Say that fucking Butler or whatever the fuck.
Oh no. Ravishing is the Spanish version of Malibu's Most Wanted.
No.
Bro.
Dark Cloud, have you heard this song?
God.
This is the Spanish.
No. Okay, I'm gonna tag y'all. I'm about to post this song and I'm gonna tag y'all because now this is what I think about. Because not Dark Cloud. Ravish want to be an LA gangster. So.
Oh no.
No, stupid. Anyway, we're going.
I've only been to the
outro. We gotta get to these
on
outros.
duty. Not all.
Let's get to the outros. Is Tick still here?
Huh?
Who?
Go to the outro, Tick.
Oh yeah, yo, I had fun. I'll probably come again, but I ain't paying $50.
All right.
Yo, shout outs to is this podcast better than Weapon Wheel though, Tick? Let me ask your opinion.
Is it better than Weapon Wheel?
Listen, you still gonna get an invite.
I will say it is more savage than Weapon Wheel. Way more savage.
That was a very political.
Okay.
Way more savage.
More entertaining.
It was very entertaining. I'll definitely say that.
All right, go ahead,
very entertaining.
Melon.
Yo, it's Melon. Hit me up on Twitter.
All right, Ravish.
Hey man, shout out to the guests, man. Jay, and then of course Tick. Shout out to the chat. Mira, man. Hey, I definitely sound blacker than Dark Cloud. All right,
Yo, is Psycho still here?
I just said my kids is not gonna hit.
What?
Psycho still here or he left?
What did you say?
My kids are just not gonna hit.
You blacking out.
That's random as fuck. Why'd you bring that up?
I can't hear you.
Is Psycho still here or he left? Let me see. He left.
Yes,
I'm here.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead with your outro, Psycho.
I wouldn't just leave.
Oh, you going to the bar? Ain't you about to go to the bar or some shit?
Oh no, I gotta work it
Oh
out.
man.
Oh, all right.
Can't do it tonight.
Stay out the
But
bar.
anyway, shout out to the guests. Shout out to the chat and everybody. Yeah. Catch me on next person.
All right, follow. If you want to hear about the Tesla all day, follow Cycle on Twitter.
Yes. Yeah. Hit me up.
Go ahead, Candace.
Psycho definitely be flexing. Are we just going? Is it free?
I said go ahead, Candace.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
What's your
Let it go.
outro, Candace?
All right. I don't know. Check me out on Twitter if you want. If not, you'll see me here next week.
If you want to read tweets of somebody lusting off of Bernie Sanders, then definitely check out.
Always say everything sexual, bro. Like I swear to God, I'm gonna die. You gonna find a way to make that sexual. I swear to God. But was she looking good when she got shot though? Like, bro, let it go.
If y'all want to hear somebody fangirl over Bernie Sanders, then follow Candace on Twitter.
Thank you. I appreciate the terminology. I'll accept that.
Fucking retweets from this girl. I got tired of seeing it. Sorry.
That's fine.
I'm just saying, I still follow you and see your tweets, but your retweets.
Yo, your wife's saying the mics are cutting out.
There's Discord.
No. I'm 100% fine with turning off retweets. I get into arguments. I feel bad sometimes, but gotta happen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, go ahead, Melon.
You're welcome.
Drew.
Drew Games, great podcast, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right.
On my
Drew,
channel.
you still doing stuff on your channel?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool.
You just did a video yesterday, didn't you?
You doing all right, views wise.
All right. I thought you gave up already. Okay, go check out Drew. You did?
Nah, I'm not giving up.
You fucked up, Hard8. I thought you gave up already.
I mean, he ain't been saying much about it. I ain't really hear nothing about it.
What the hell you want me to say?
I don't fucking know. Promote the shit more. I mean, what you don't want to get treated like Dark Claw got treated?
Well, I've been had this energy. I just don't really be talking about
All
it.
right, man. All right.
No, wait. You used to be spamming that shit all the time.
When?
Candace.
On Twitter.
You gotta
Candace. Okay, you got it.
promote it better,
I was
man.
gonna tell you they wanted to know your Twitter.
Yeah, I went already. I put it in the chat.
And go ahead, Ravish.
No, yeah, just shout out to
I did you already.
Black. Yeah, you know.
I did you already. Who I missed? I missed
Yeah, I already
somebody?
went, but I
DC,
wouldn't
DC.
get.
No, we got DC, right?
I kind of already did mine, but yo, thanks Hard8, even if it was funny or not. Like,
It was
anyways, next week's
definitely
podcast should be lit.
All right.
This one was
I
lit
got
too.
to everybody.
Candace,
right?
you really looking for a dog?
Gotta be over.
Damn. I paid $30. I can't
Oh,
get
damn,
fucking
my
out.
bad, Jay. Go ahead, play.
I wanted to say, Tick and Jay are like probably the most talkative people that we've had as
No,
guests.
first of all, I'm gonna need
Why
my
you
other
look-
20 for this nigga to get an outro. That's what I'm gonna need.
Hello?
Nah.
Just cost $20, bro.
You don't gotta pay again.
Go ahead, Jay.
And he on a Patreon.
We just
man.
make.
No,
Can we
shout
come
out
up
to
with
Jay.
some
Go-
rules?
Shout out to Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Nah, I mean, yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Y'all the best podcast. I only watched 3 on here, you know, PSP, Weapon Wheel, and y'all. You know, I appreciate y'all. I never watch y'all live because I like to watch y'all like during the week when I'm doing shit. So I mean, I never usually get to watch y'all live, but you know, y'all some good people, man. Y'all funny dudes. So y'all
Somebody
keep
said,
doing
do
your
Drew
thing.
still do this podcast?
Oh shit! Who, me? Yes, you nigga. The fuck?
No.
I mean, I was talking for most of the podcast.
Oh, they want to know about your podcast. Your podcast.
You said his podcast.
You still got your podcast.
Do I do my podcast?
Yes.
I ain't know you had a podcast.
Yeah, he did. He went live.
My bad.
I didn't even. Okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
See, y'all fucked up. Y'all some fucked up ass homies, dog. What? Drew, I watched this shit.
Don't lie and say you did.
Hold up, don't tie me into you.
I did.
I
I
never said tie me into this. I'm over here minding my business. What the heck? I know when to speak.
That's why.
Don't tie me into that. Look, I'm on my business, man.
Yo, go check out Drew if you want to see a girl with some
Yeah,
greasy ass
they've been
legs.
showing me support on my videos.
Listen,
you know,
you
I
want to
really
see a girl
appreciate
with
it.
some greasy ass legs and Daisy Dukes, go check out Drew channel. And
What did you say about her legs?
Getting good views on the videos.
Not his legs. I'm sorry. His girl legs. They be
Did you say breezy legs?
greasy.
He said greasy.
Oh, I was so confused. Okay.
Baby oil galore. So check out Drew. I'm about to start pimping my chick, man. We need the money.
Hey, man.
Jesus, no.
Views, man.
I'm about to put her some Daisy Dukes and get a
I
whole
do get
bottle
pretty
of
good
baby
views from my
oil.
channel.
Shit crazy.
Did you say you get pretty good views for your chick?
I said from my channel.
Oh, I
Nah,
was gonna say.
he's been
I mean, y'all
in, like
can look at the
1 and
video.
2000s lately.
I've been hitting over 2,000, 3,000 on my
That's
videos.
good.
Go ahead.
I believe you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, we got to support our own.
It's facts. Anyway, shout outs to the Super Chat supporters, all the Patreon supporters. Shout outs to the guests, Tick, Jay, and all the people that comment. And shout outs to the people that hit the like button. And, I'm feeling generous. Shout out to the freeloaders, man. Shout outs to y'all. So, you know what I mean? We need y'all.
Is this their first shout out?
I did them last week. I'm going to be nice this week. This will probably be it for the freeloaders. But shout outs to y'all, man. And everybody to hit the like button. Make sure you hit it right now. We're going to catch y'all next week. And we out of here, man. Deuces.
Later.